Hello, guys, and welcome. I hope that you're doing well. My name is UHDking, or I play 4K, 8K, I play 8K, 8K, I play 16K, and during this video, I'm going to demonstrate the world's record while running Crysis2 PC game in 16K video resolution. To be exact, it's going to be 16K UHD video resolution. I'm coming in real time, artificial intelligence removing some noise out of my voice because Titan RTX will be working at 100% fan rotation. It's Nvidia Founders Edition Titan RTX Nvidia Turing GPU architecture flagship video card equipped with 24 GB of video RAM, and my CPU will be Intel i9 9900K, which will be generation 9. So this is my system, Mozilla PC version 5.3 from 2018, but it's still a nice computer. In 2019, I set the world's record with this system, and I set the spot number 14 in 3D Mark. Firestrike Ultra. Jay's two cents was down below. All the famous YouTubers was down below, and I gave them 1 year, and I pretty much beat them. I pretty much dominated them, and without using any LN2 or something like that, just with a water cooler. But today we're going to look at the Crysis2 PC game. It's going to be a classic. It's going to be for the first time ever on YouTube. So this is why it's a world record, because this is for the first time. 16K video resolution will be 132.7 megapixels. This video is not going to be as fast as possible. I'm not reading any scripts. I'm going to go as we're gonna go. I just tested about 30 minutes, and it's just gonna go the way it's going to go. But the main point will be to provide as much information as possible and share as much as knowledge as possible while running 16K video resolution on Titan RTX video card, the world's first video card actually that capable to run 90% of the games that was released 2019, and older games that doesn't support the ray tracing. In 16K video resolution, due that it has 24 GB of video RAM, GDDR6. Let me show you real quick my system before we're going to jump in. Just real quick introduction, and we're going to jump into Crysis2 PC game classic. So this is the system that I'm running today. It's only 8 cores at 52 multipliers, you can see. Let me show it to you. Scored 7.4x, not bad. Without the hyper threading technology, only 8 cores, 8 threads. So logical cores disabled, because when it comes to generation 9 Intel CPUs, which is i9 9900K, pretty much 2.7 logical cores is equal 1 physical core in terms of the performance. So I disabled those logical threads, logical cores. That is hyper-threading technology in the BIOS is disabled. My CPU is overclocked to the maximum stable frequency supported in a home safe environment while running the, as you can see on the background, while running the Corsair H150i Pro. It's a water cooler system with 360mm radiator and 3 Corsair fans. Okay. Titan RTX is going to run stock, but it's already overclocked, as you can see. Let me actually bring it to stock first. And let me show you some facts that 16K video resolution is the maximum video resolution that you can run. And as 3D Void, 3D Surface, 3D Canvas, it's all kind of different names. It depends what kind of rendering API in real time, 3D rendering API that you're using, Microsoft or open source or commercial. But a 16K video resolution is maximum, as you can see, XYZ, but it's above 16K UHD. It's 16,384 pixels. So my resolution would be 15,380 pixels, a little bit like that, but 1000 pixels less, but still 16K UHD. It's going to be 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. Okay, so this is the OpenGL, guys. As you can see, 16K video resolution is maximum, XYZ, and 32K as 2D. And this is pretty much the same scenario. It doesn't matter if it's Titan RTX or newer video cards, such as RTX 3090 Ti, or even much faster video cards, such as Nvidia GPU architecture, the newest GPU architecture today. By the way, today is, let me show it to you. I'm running the Zoom tool, as you can see. Today is November 30th, 2023. 1 a.m. It's pretty late, but I decided to get and record it for you right here. See that? So this world's record of the Crysis2 PC game for the first time running 16K UHD video resolution was recorded on November 30th, 2023. Before we're going to wrap up with the year of 2023. Okay? So as you can see, I'm using a lot of Microsoft Magnifier Zoom tool. This is 1500%. Try to do 1500%, something like that, on the 4K UHD video resolution. Everything will be so pixelated, but over here everything is so sharp. So yes, indeed, we're running. This is 1100%. We're running 16K UHD on the background. Let me actually demonstrate it for you real quick. Display settings. Guys, there is no ways for me to lie. I'm not the high school kid or something like that. Not one of those YouTubers that misinform. This is the true deal. This is my recreational stuff, computer science, and providing the information over the YouTube and knowledge, sharing the skills. This is my goal. So 100% scale, as you can see, 15,360 times 8640 pixels. That is 132.7 megapixels rendered in real time per every single frame. And I'm owning the domain. It's going to be one of my projects. 15,360 times 8640.com. Okay, go ahead and check it out. It's going to be dedicated to 16K UHD gameplays, videos, and everything about it, including the benchmarks. So this is the system that I'm running today, 5200 megahertz. This is the motherboard, Z390 chipset, Asus Maximus Hera 11 series. This is the DDR4, 32 gigabytes, total 4 sticks, 8 gigabytes. The fastest possible, but running 3200 megahertz CL11 though. Not CL18, not CL16, not CL14, CL11 1T command. But this is the DDR4 5000 megahertz CL18 by Corsair, one of the fastest. G-Skill was a little bit a hair faster. And this is the micro technology chips, and it's unstable in this motherboard. I believe it's unstable because it's not using Samsung B chips. Just an introduction about the system. So this is single Titan RTX. Keep in mind that Crysis2 PC game supports Nvidia SLI technology. But I removed the secondary Titan RTX, and today I'm only running single Titan RTX for the first test, but I'm also going to demonstrate with two Titan RTX video cards and SLI. The reason why I'm running Titan RTX instead of newer video cards, RTX 3090 or RTX 4090, because the Titan RTX video card is the first video card that is capable to benchmark Crysis2 PC game, the classic version. This is not the master version. This is without the retracing. Keep that in mind. The Crysis2 classic version that was released in 2011. And not only in benchable frame rates, which is in real time, but also a playable frame rates on a single video card. But just because Nvidia Turing GPU architecture supports Nvidia SLI technology fully, we can run two of them, and I'm going to also demonstrate two of them for you in the future. So this is the system, all right, guys. So as you can see, my bandwidth will be 672 gigabytes before I'm going to overclock my video RAM, 24 gigabyte of video RAM. This is the maximum capacity of the video RAM, GDDR6 that we can hold by Samsung, 24,576 megabytes, which is 24 gigabytes. Pixel fill rate will increase as well while I'm going to overclock my GPU, and textile fill rate will increase as well. So let's go ahead and do it. The overclock will increase over 10% of performance. That's around 12%. Actually, let me go ahead and start first without the overclock, and then I'm going to overclock. But you can already see that I improved my bandwidth. my pixel fill rate and my texture fill rate. Let me go ahead and start without the overclock, and then we're going to do the overclock. But let me come back to the EDA64 Extreme that pulling the data that you can read through the DLLs and through the Nvidia drivers. But as again, this is not limited just to Titan RTX. RTX 4090 video card will be using the same data, keep that in mind. I already tested, benchmark it through the EDA64, and pretty much in terms of the maximum video resolution rendered in 3D game in real time will be 16K video resolution. It's going to be a little bit above 16K UHD by 1000 pixels XYZ. Alright, let me show you the GPU-Z. So this is the OpenCL, same deal, 16K video resolution maximum, while 32K as 2D. Of course, 2D you can emulate as 3D, but it's not going to be natively 3D, and you're gonna pretty much create the core of your own engine based on 2D classes of the OpenCL or DirectX API or something like that. So usually people using just 3D classes that are already ready for you to use while creating your game engine. But you can, of course, you can use the 2D classes, and 32K video resolution is the maximum video resolution on the video cards from 2018 all the way till which is Turing GPU architecture, or even Pascal, the previous GPU architecture by Nvidia, Pascal GPU architecture or Maxwell GPU architecture. 16K video resolution was the maximum renderable resolution, as well as Ampere GPU architecture such as RTX 30 series video card. Keep in mind that Titan RTX is RTX 20 series video card, while the Ampere GPU architecture by Nvidia is RTX 30 series video cards, and RTX 3090 Ti is a flagship. They didn't have any Titans. And RTX 4090 video card or RTX 4090 video card is the flagship of the Nvidia EDA GPU architecture, which is the latest and current GPU architecture by Nvidia and the fastest GPU on the planet in November 2023. So let me real quick, CUDA will be the same deal, only CUDA can support 131,000 pixels on width and 65,000 on height, so it's a little bit above 32,000 pixels. Keep that in mind. Vulkan will be the same deal. Let me show you the Vulkan, check it out guys. This is the Vulkan, pretty much the same deal right here, 16K video resolution 3D, and 2D will be 32K video resolution, and DirectX will be just the same deal. This is the DirectX 16K video resolution. All right, so this is the basic information introduction for the people that new as PC hardware and such like that, doesn't understand this type of ideas and theories, and I explain it to you well, I think, as software developer, PC hardware enthusiast, PC overclocker, senior system engineer, graphics designer, 3D artist, and 3D animator. So I'm going to use all of those skills, including the game developer and software developer, to pretty much to provide as much information as possible. So this video will be informative. I'm sipping coffee with organic honey. Go ahead and grab yourself your favorite drink. The best drink will be stay away from alcohol. Have water with a lemon, or tea with a lemon, or coffee is also great. But do not drink too much of the coffee, keep that in mind. So the pretty much image right here is introducing my system exactly as I'm running it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Crysis2 Maximum Edition available on Steam. This is my Steam account dedicated to my YouTube just for you guys as UHDking. And let me go ahead and start it. And one more thing before I will let you go, and we're gonna jump into the game. Okay, let me show you the Nvidia driver. As again, this is for the naysayers, but I'm going to start creating the accent on the naysayers and going to start ignore them. But this is about the naysayers. One more deal. I'm going to demonstrate for you the driver, Nvidia driver. Let me zoom in. So this is the Nvidia driver set to, as you can see, to this type of settings. I'm running a single Titan RTX installed in the system. Secondary Titan RTX is removed in the secondary system just to avoid any hot air pocket. Okay, it's chilling at the desktop. As you can see, it doesn't recognize as DSR factor, but I'm running DSR. But my Windows 10 professional operating system running an 8K UHD, but it's going to render as 16K as native. Performance will be as native, plus minus 1 FPS. but it's straight emulation as native hardware. Keep that in mind. And I achieved that through the System RAM Debugger tool as a software developer that I learned while I was studying Visual Basic 6 in 2007-2009. You're going to learn that how everything is stored on the Windows operating system in the System RAM, and you can debug it, and you can read some values, and you can also change it in real time. Through the debugger. So it doesn't recognize as DSR factors, but it is DSR. Keep that in mind because my NVIDIA driver is hacked or modified, as including the NVIDIA GeForce and NVIDIA Shadowplay. I'm also recording this video today in 8K UHD, so please watch this video in 8K UHD, okay, or 4K UHD as the minimum, just to see the difference. And I'm going to compare today the difference also: 16K video resolution, 8K video resolution, 4K, and 1080p for those naysayers. And I'm going to show you within the facts what is the benefits, even if the Linus Media Group didn't show it to you because he invited blind people with the glasses and did a lot of nonsense while comparing 4K versus 8K UHD. Over this video, I'm going to make it clear. So you can use this video for those naysayers just to show them the things throughout this video. I'm going to underline it as a fact, the biggest benefits of the 16K UHD video resolution, and pretty much as again 16K video resolution is maximum video resolution in 2023, and I believe it's going to be all the way till 2030 before the PC gaming will be dead and everybody will be switching to a mobile gaming, such as iOS devices and Android devices, because the mobile devices with their mobile chips will be faster than today's system that I'm running. Keep that in mind. And that means it's going to run anything in 4K UHD without any problem while being in your pocket and running on the battery for a couple hours. Unbelievable. Without the heat, noise, and etc. Very convenient. So global settings will be basic optimal power. So I'm saving the electricity on Titan RTX. However, when running Crysis2 PC game, I created a profile. Let me show it to you. Set to the maximum possible performance while running Crysis2 PC game. In my case, maximum edition on Steam. And I also created a beautiful video how to unlock the FPS above 60 FPS in Crysis2 Classic because it's locked at 65 FPS. How to unlock all the way to 1000 FPS. Go ahead and check it out over the UHDking.com YouTube channel, and it's going to be a tutorial Crysis2 unlock FPS. If you want to play this and have some great memories. This game from 2011 is again Crysis2 Classic version, so set for the maximum performance, as you can see. So alright, and the resolution, I forgot to show you the resolution. This is the resolution. So we are going to run 15260 by 8640, and this is my desktop resolution right now. Alright, so enough. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. I'm going to execute it. And the information about, we're going to talk more about PC hardware throughout this video while doing the benchmark, but this is not going to be just exact the benchmark. It's going to be the world's first video of 16K UHD video resolution in Crysis2 PC game while running the Cryengine 3, as you can see. Exactly, this logo, exactly what it is. Nvidia is dominating AMD in terms of the video cards, guys. Alright, so let me skip this. This is for the Crysis Online. They do not have any servers, so even if you're going to put your password and log in, you will never log in. So let me real quick go ahead and verify it. As you can see, I'm running the windowed mode, and the reason why I'm running windowed mode because I'm going to use the magnifier zoom tool. Alright, so that's the only reason why I'm doing that. And I'm going to switch first. Let me go ahead and switch first to, let me actually do that. As you can see, left top corner data is updated every single half of the seconds, and it's dynamic. I verified every single value and it's automatically picking that resolution. As you saw when I was running windowed mode, it wasn't exactly 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels to render, but I'm going to bring to the full screen just to show you, and then I'm going to bring to the windowed mode, because under the windowed mode I can use the Windows magnifier zoom tool. I can zoom in, zoom out, and it's going to be an important factor while I'm going to show you the facts, the difference between 1080p, 4K, 8K UHD, and 16K UHD video resolutions. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what we have. We have 16K UHD video resolution, that is 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels. By the way, I'm running, as again, a great project, 15,360 times 8,640.com. Go ahead and check it out for more. 16K UHD benchmark, 16K UHD gaming, 16K gameplays, video resolution. You don't want to miss it. Full screen. Okay, so system specs will be high. We're going to start with the high. At the high, which is the minimum visual preset, because the very high will be much better visual preset, and ultra will be the best visual preset. But even at the lowest visual preset, I'm almost going to overload my 24 gigabyte of video RAM, and we don't want to overload it completely because everything will be stopped, and we can bench it in real time, and this is about the real-time performance 3D rendering in 16K UHD, and it's not going to be playable. So I will test high, maybe very high, until the video RAM will reach its a limit, and then we will stop. But I'm going to squeeze that 24 gigabyte of video RAM to the maximum possible potentials, as again, Titan RTX video card has enough of video RAM that is required for 16K UHD video resolution for the games that was released before 2019 to run it at least at playable FPS on a single video card, because the Nvidia TU102 GPU that is powering Titan RTX has enough power to run it. Delivers enough performance in terms of the frames per second to run it, and enough of video RAM to store that, okay, and process the data. So this is how we're going to do DirectX 11 API. Keep in mind that Crysis2 PC game, this classic version, supports SLI, while Crysis2 Remastered doesn't support SLI, because Crysis2 classic PC game running Cryengine 3, while Crysis2 Remastered running Cryengine 5 or Cryengine. It's called Cryengine now. And it's a little bit different APIs, and it's utilizing DirectX 12 API because they're using the real-time ray tracing capabilities, extensions of the DirectX API, which is the only available starting DirectX 12 API by Microsoft. So a DirectX 12 API doesn't support SLI, so unfortunately SLI is not supported, but I'm going to demonstrate Crysis2 classic PC game with the two Titan RTX video cards in SLI. So it's going to be available as a benchmark, so we're going to see the difference, but boost will be almost 2 times, 1.7 times as minimum in terms of the FPS. We're going to be limited by our CPU, bottleneck through the CPU, because each Titan RTX has 4,680 CUDA cores, while 2 Titan RTX video cards in SLI for CPU is to manage 1216. Keep that in mind. It's too much CUDA cores. Okay, so over 9,000 CUDA cores by this Intel Gen 9 CPU, that is Intel i9 9900K, even when it's overclocked from 3.6 gigahertz per every single core to 5.2 gigahertz safely stable, it's still not enough instruction per clock on the overall CPU per every single core. So you need to have newer generation CPUs that are going to demonstrate higher instruction per clock with the same frequencies. Okay, hopefully I'm going to test it for you as well in the future before I'm going to retire this system, because I'm about to wrap up with the system, as you can tell. But before that, I decided, you know what, can it run the Crysis2 PC game? Come on, Crysis. And can I show the world's record while running a Crysis2 PC game in 16K video resolution? And look like, yes, I can. And 16K video resolution benchmark. Alright, so this is how it's going to be. And of course, for the naysayers, advanced graphics will be set to high as well. So I'm not going to touch anything here. So this is how we're going to do it, and I'm going to start the campaign, and I'm going to do the mission. It doesn't matter what kind of mission, but I really like this one because I already played this for 45 minutes and I created this scenario. As again, I didn't have a script, but I created this scenario, what I'm going to show it to you, so it's going to make any sense even to the people. So it's going to make actually the sense to the people that newcomers doesn't know about the hardware. You're going to see it as a fact, the benefits while running above 4K UHD in PC games, even in old school games. The visuals will be unbelievable. It's going to be just like modding or a master version. Keep that in mind while running 16K UHD. This is a little bit sneak preview. Anyway, sudden impact is going to be level number 3 in Crysis 2 classic game. And let's go ahead and have a look. As you can see, everything is so small. I'm without the zoom tool, running right now full screen, but then going to switch to windowed mode, so I will be able to use Windows magnifier zoom tool under Windows 10 professional operating system that I'm using today. Here we go. It's running stock, recorded with Nvidia Shadow Play in real time on the same computer. So it's recording through the Nvidia software in real time in 8K UHD. This is unbelievable, but it consumes about 4% of the FPS of overall what are you creating. Keep that in mind for this particular game. So 4%, so it's like about 1 FPS maximum consumes while recording. You can add 1 FPS to see the FPS without the recording. So check it out at the left up corner. Video RAM utilization is almost 22,000 megabytes, so we have like 2 gigabytes to go. Maybe I'm gonna demonstrate for you very high. System RAM utilization is going to be 13,000 megabytes, around that area. When the system RAM utilization will go above 15,000 megabytes or 20,000 megabytes, which is 20 gigabytes, this is a clear sign that we are offloading some data from level second cache on the GPU. Instead of loading it into the video RAM, which is GDDR6 24 gigabytes equipped on our Titan RTX locally, we're going to offload it to a system RAM DDR4. And as you saw, system RAM is 50 gigabytes per second data bandwidth, which is 50,000 megabytes per second, while the GDDR6 data bandwidth was 675 gigabytes per second. Okay, 12 times, over 12 times more than DDR4 capable to push. So this is how faster the GDDR6, the video RAM that is equipped on our Titan RTX. So 17 FPS, beautiful. Check it out. 100% GPU utilization. GPU utilized like crazy. Fan rotation at 60% and about to overclock it to 100% in few seconds. CPU utilization, as you can see, even will be never utilized at 50%. The higher resolution, the lower CPU utilization. So don't worry about the cores, but you want to make sure that you have the overall the instruction per clock as high as possible. So the newer GPU, the newer CPU generations that capable to deliver higher instruction per clock for the same frequency will be the key if you're trying to improve your FPS. When your video card is utilized at 100% only, keep that in mind. If the video card, as you can see, the GPU right now utilized at 100%, if the GPU utilization below 97%, that means that you bottleneck through your CPU and you cannot pretty much unleash the whole GPU potential capabilities and render it with all the CUDA cores in our case, because I'm running the Nvidia GPU and Nvidia video card. Keep that in mind. Alright, so okay. Alright, let me go ahead and overclock it. So I'm going to bring it to the windowed mode. Check it out. This is the windowed mode. Same FPS as you can see. It doesn't matter. Windowed mode or full screen. While you're running Windows 10 Professional Operating System, it doesn't matter because Windows 10 Professional Operating System, since update, I believe, since 2018, is pretty much using fully DirectX 11 API, even when it's rendering 2D applications. It's still utilizing the DirectX 11 API and DirectX 3D Surface, which is the earlier APIs. And but most of it trying to use DirectX 11 API. That means it's pretty much going to demonstrate the same performance, full screen or windowed mode, because it doesn't recognize the windowed mode as 2D with the the 2D classes that was under the Windows XP that you saw before, or even sometimes you saw the performance degradation in terms of the frames per second under even Windows 7 operating system or Windows 8 operating system, because it's not full. It was using DirectX 3D Surface, and it was using some 2D classes that very slow and not utilizing your GPU. So that's why you saw some performance degradation while you were running full screen versus the windowed mode. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to overclock the video card. So you can see the average FPS. It doesn't somehow it doesn't show the average FPS for us, look like, right? But 17 FPS, right? As you can see, it's like 17 FPS. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to bring the GPU Z and I'm going to bring the MS Afterburner, and I'm going to overclock the Titan RTX through the software. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Now in Windows mode, I can use the Windows magnifier zoom tool. Let me actually bring the magnifier. It's 1100% right now. Look, everything is so sharp, everything is so beautiful. Indeed, we're running natively 132.7 megapixels. It's still here, it's beautiful. Let me put it in the center. I want to put it in the center magnifier zoom tool, so we're going to see exactly what is the percentage while I'm going to zoom in and such. But before that, let me go ahead and overclock. So you saw 17 FPS. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to overclock to the MS Afterburner. Keep in mind that I'm going to have a perfect tutorial how to overclock the Titan RTX video card or RTX 2080 Ti video card that you don't want to miss. Everything about Turing GPU architecture within the details. So go ahead and check out that tutorial over the UHDking. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you're not going to miss any. I did not release it yet, but about to release it before I'm going to wrap up with this system for those people that building computers from the used parts, which is the best possible ways to do. And as you can see, this system performs unbelievable well in 4K HD, even with the single Titan RTX. And I have two Titan RTX video cards in SLI, and the system runs very well 4K UHD, like unbelievable well, and sometimes even 8K UHD, depends to the PC game and the year that it was released, if without the retracing. And sometimes even we can run 16K UHD without any issue, as you can see in such a demanding title, visual title such as Crysis2 PC game. Anyways, I'm going to overclock it. Keep your eye at the pixel fill rate. It's going to change. Texel fill rate, texture fill rate is going to change, and bandwidth. Bandwidth will increase. We're gonna deliver over 100 gigabytes per second, not gigabits. Gigabits, you gotta multiply it by 8 to get the gigabytes to the gigabytes, because gigabits is higher by 8 times 8. But this is gigabytes, and 100 gigabytes through the video RAM overclock, which is twice more bandwidth that our DDR4 as system RAM can push. So when you're offloading some data from a video RAM GDDR6 into the system RAM, everything will be so slow, because DDR4, as you saw at the beginning of this video, through the benchmark, is 50 gigabytes per second at its peak. And this is pretty much no matter what kind of platform you're using. When you're using DDR4, it's going to be top of the line, while DDR5 is peaking at 100 gigabytes per second. But we're going to deliver a performance as top of the line 8000 megahertz DDR5 just by overclocking our DDR6. But we're going to increase that bandwidth performance to our video RAM, not to the system RAM. But it's going to be as fast as top of the line DDR5, much faster than DDR4. Just increase from the overclock. It's just unbelievable. All right, so I just overclocked that, guys. Hopefully, I'm trying to explain for the newcomers, for the beginners. So as you can see, we increased by a lot. So this is going to be over 10% performance boost. While you're overclocking the Titan RTX, you're receiving over 10% of the boost, guys, almost all the time. And let me go ahead and show it to you. It's unbelievable. As you can see, 19 FPS right now. 19 FPS from 17 to 19. So we increased by 2 FPS, and we even didn't receive the 20 FPS average. That means that we increased over 10%. Usually, while you overclocking the Titan RTX video card, keep in mind this is only applies to the Titan RTX video card Turing GPU architecture by Nvidia. Improvement in terms of the performance around 12-15% through the software, safe overclock, completely free, which is unbelievable. So you can easily increase if you around below 60 fps, you can easily increase about 2-3 fps through the software overclock and bring it to the much higher fps. Or if you 60 fps and above, you can easily increase 6-10 fps on top of it, and performance will be unbelievable just through the overclocking your video card. But as again, overclocking my Intel Core i9-9900K processor, 9 gen, and Nvidia Titan RTX video card, I'm going to have a special tutorial for you per item available over the UHDking, step-by-step instructions, so easy language and everything will be explained with the common sense. All right, so here we go. So what we're gonna do, we're done here. First of all, I would like to zoom in. I'm going to use the magnifier zoom tool. We're gonna go to the middle of the screen. So this is 16K UHD video resolution. See that it says error in kind of Crytek font, ERROR, error. Keep your eye at this 16K UHD. You're gonna immediately realize the difference. Also the leaves and some other details. Pay attention to the details, guys. Also the leaves have some textures right here and some details, as you can see, lines, details in the texture. While I'm going to switch to 4K HD, you're not going to see that, or you're not going to even see any writings here. It's just not, those pixels will be gone. So the amount of the density and the visual details, because naysayers will say, well, you're just blowing your textures on the whole screen. No, it's not. It's when you only watching single texture on the full screen. But when you play in 3D game, and any 3D artist, 3D animator will tell you, no, it's not, because 3D is the XYZ. It's not 2D width and height. And it's creating the depth. And 3D object, 3D primitive, 3D model, whatever you want to call it, it depends what kind of game engine and 3D surface, as real-time 3D rendering API that you're using, so called differently. But what is the difference, what the distance of the object has, and if your screen doesn't have a lot of pixels, the longer distance from you to the object will be the less pixels. This is basic mathematics, physics, that uneducated people that ignoring the basics in this life will never make any difference or ignoring, and you don't want to be one of those person. So subscribe, smash that like button, guys. Please support me. A lot of time, money, energy, and I'm trying, this is the world's record, come on, and I'm trying to dedicate my time. So a lot of time, money, energy is invested, and a lot of money as well. And you're receiving an information by watching about 1 hour of my video. You will receive so much information about over 10 years of experience as PC hardware enthusiast, 3D artist, a software developer, game developer, senior system engineer, a lot of information. Anyways, pay your attention to that. Then next will be this. There is right here. This is 1100%, guys. Let me zoom in actually and make it 1600%, because Windows magnifier zoom tool, the maximum video resolution will be 1600%, no matter what kind of resolution you're running your desktop. But as a reminder, I'm running my desktop as 16K UHD, but when you're going to run your desktop at 4K UHD, 1600% will be the maxed out as well. But check it out, it's beautiful right here. See the perfect air and perfect details on the leaves, and also details on those sprites of the damage in the wall from the bullet holes. It's so detailed, so nice, as well as scratches. You're not going to see the scratches, but you're going to see some noise on 4K UHD. But keep in mind, a lot of noise, but not all of this noise, because a lot of pixels will be washed out. Okay, look at this, there is a dirt here. Oh, there is a texture. You're not going to see this texture most likely. Check it out on the chair. There is a texture right here, but we're going to find out. But I'm going to show you indeed that you're not going to see in about a few seconds on 4K HD and 1080p. You not even going to know there is something, some details there. So check it out. There is a light switch right here. It says press perfectly at maximum zoom. See that? You're not going to see that as well. And also, this is not the metal. This is look like a wood to me. I'm not sure if this is metal, but this look like a wood to me. You're going to see the details right here, this texture. So this is not metal look like. This is like a wood. It looked like a wood texture to me. It doesn't look like a metal. Maybe the game engine couldn't duplicate the experience of the metal material, but actually it can. And throughout this game, you're gonna find out metal looks like a metal in this old school from 2011 Crytek game engine, which is Cryengine 3. A little bit updated Cryengine 3 because the original Crysis was Cryengine 3 and then they updated Cryengine 3 and they shut down the multiplayer. I'm not sure why they did it because the Crysis 2 PC game multiplayer was the best game ever that I played. They did it before they released Crysis 3, but Crysis 3 multiplayer didn't go that well as Crysis 2. Crysis 2 was amazing. Check it out. This one is also not going to be that visible so much and so beautiful. There's a right here the image. All right, so this is the first thing. So what I'm gonna do now, you saw that, right? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to 8K UHD first. We're gonna see how it's going to look at 8K UHD and then 4K and 1080p. So let me go ahead and do it, and it's going to be of course windowed mode, so we can use the Windows magnifier zoom tool and I can zoom in and show you the details. Keep in mind that on YouTube it's going to re-encode, so some detail is going to be lost, but you're gonna see the difference, trust me, and I'm telling you the difference right now, I'm pointing it out. But it's not going to be that bad if you're watching it in 8K UHD on YouTube because it's going to be almost as native without the recompression. So I just did 8K UHD, as you can see, while you're running your desktop as 16K UHD video resolution. You can fit 4 8K UHD screens, and a lot of copycats will be doing that, guys. Especially, I'm hoping I'm going to show you 4 8K UHD equals to 16K UHD array in the beginning of 2024. It's going to be almost 300 inches experience. And keep in mind, if you're gonna bring your friend and you're gonna show him over 300 inches 16K video resolution array made up out of the 4 8K UHD screens, TVs at 85 inches each, 8K UHD TV, it's going to be much better that you're going to show him the Lamborghini. He's going to remember this because first of all, in 2023, but keep in mind that I started my 16K UHD videos all the way back in 2016 over the UHDking. I'm the first YouTuber. This is the fact, documented fact, since 2015, 16K UHD. Yeah, so it's going to be the best experience because your friend going to, first of all, is going to see the 2030. Right now you're watching 2030, but I was showing you the year of 2030 in 2016. If you are a long time subscriber, you will know, and the data that I'm showing is exact. Before I'm sharing the information with you, I'm going to make sure it is what it is. Even if I'm not going to have a lot of views, even if it's a bad idea, if something going to be bad, I'm going to cut it out and not going to upload or remove it or delete it. But if it's not deleted, it's the real deal, guys. And I'm not about hunting the views like one of those YouTubers that famous YouTubers reviewing the video cards, but they don't know that DirectX 12 API doesn't support Nvidia SLI. And Nvidia SLI is only for the DirectX 9, DirectX 10, and DirectX 11 APIs by Microsoft, while DirectX 12 API is supporting multiple GPUs but doesn't support Nvidia SLI. So that's why Nvidia decided not to write their own Nvidia SLI in their drivers, while creating the driver larger and larger and larger, while game developers can do it with a couple lines of code. And if they are lazy, Nvidia decided not to integrate multiple GPUs. I think because it's already under DirectX 12 API as a function without their SLI, whatever they came up. It's built in within the Microsoft 3D rendering real-time API, which is DirectX 12 API. But before DirectX 11, DirectX 10, and DirectX 9 APIs by Microsoft DirectX, it wasn't there. Keep that in mind. Alright, so this is the 8K UHD high visual preset. Let me apply that. And as you saw, hopefully guys, I'm explaining pretty well. I'm trying to explain as for the kids so you can understand, or for the newcomers that doesn't know a lot of information about technologies. Look at this, FPS is increased beautifully. 77 FPS, that's nice. You can play 8K UHD on a single Titan RTX without any issues, keep that in mind. And it consumes right now, I better restore it because the video RAM utilization is incorrect. I believe the video RAM garbage collector within the Crytek game engine, which is Crysis 2 PC game and Cryengine 3, it didn't clean the garbage collector in terms of the video RAM and maybe the system RAM, because system RAM about right, but video RAM should be like 10 9 but 10 gigabytes max. Not will never reach 12 gigabytes in 8K UHD, but it is 13 gigabytes, so it's still keeping some data from 16K UHD. I probably should reboot it, but this is not the key. The key is to compare the images. We don't want to compare the video RAM under the 8K UHD, 4K UHD, and 1080p in a few seconds, but we want to compare the visual image. So this will be the benefits while running above 4K UHD that Linus team with the glasses cannot see, and the reason it's so on below. That's why they're wearing the glasses, so Linus cannot be sued or something like that. But anyways, 99% GPU utilization, 1% lower. It was at the 100, but 16K UG is such a stressful environment for the flagship of the Nvidia Turing GPU architecture, such as Nvidia TU102 GPU, the same GPU that is featured on the Quadro RTX 6000 video cards, professional video cards, and Quadro RTX 8000 video card, that is the Turing GPU architecture. But let me zoom in, guys, and let me quit the window real quick and let me zoom in. FPS will drop while I'm out of the focus of that window because I'm running in the windowed mode. I'm right now out of the focus trying to bring the Windows magnifier zoom tool. Don't worry about the FPS because I'm not right now in the focus. That's why you even don't hear the sound in the game, because it's not in the focus. But you can already see there is no error here, but there is something saying here. So this is the difference. And let me bring 1600%. This is 1600%, by the way, on the zoom tool. And so it's a fair. You cannot see the font. It doesn't say error. It says something on the right and a little bit on the left, and big space between, but you cannot tell what it says in on the screen, while 16K UHD was showing the texture exactly. So this is the point. So at the distance, because it's not 2D, so I'm not blowing my texture like those naysayers saying, the generated naysayers. Because the distance is high, and when you limit it in terms of the pixels, that your maximum pixels that your display can display, you're not gonna display some details of that textures, especially when the item at distance, because you're not gonna have enough pixels to display that details of the texture. Even if the texture, this is the game from 2011, even if the texture is not even 2K video resolution, but I believe this one is 1080p HD, full HD textures. Keep that in mind. Every single texture, I believe, full HD, because I'm running the high resolution textures, but it's not 4K HD. I believe it's full HD or 2K maximum, but not above 2K. Alright, and that item, the whole item at the distance will be around, I would say, 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels, and that little window will be probably 300 pixels by 500 pixels, but it's not displaying because we don't have enough pixels. So you need to be running higher resolution to have all the details. That's why it's looking like it's a remastered version when it's not, because I'm displaying more pixels. I'm displaying under 16K UHD. If the textures is not 4K UHD, I'm displaying for sure the full amount of the pixels. But as again, it depends on the distance of the object in 3D world, 3D space, 3D surface, whatever 3D rendering real-time API that you're using, as you already learned. Alright, so details on the chair is still here. We can see this is the kind of cloth like a jeans, something like that. Details here of the door. Less details on the wounds on the wall from those bullet holes. Less details, not that detailed, and but still leaves has some details. We can see some separation on the leaves. but not as good as it was. As again, 1600%. I can see it says something here, and if I'm going to focus, I can see it says press actually, because I know it says press, but I can kind of assume it says something. So we can see some font, but it's kind of hard to tell what it's exactly what it's saying. Then also we can see this is the wood, this is not the metal. Yeah, so 8K, it's kind of blurry, but still there. Details are almost there, as you can see, almost. And this one says fire, pull down, alarm. Yeah, so this part is here. All right. So next, let me go ahead and switch to 4K UHD. As again, you don't want to keep your eye at the FPS right now or at the video RAM, because video RAM I probably should reboot the game. And the FPS is pretty low because I'm out of the focus of this window, Windows 10 Professional Operating System, thinking that I'm doing something else because I'm out of the focus on this exact window in the Crysis 2 game. Keep that in mind. That's why it's kind of lowering the FPS, lowering the GPU utilization, because I'm not in the game. Let me get back into the game and you're going to see it's going to change dramatically. See, right now I'm in the game. It's immediately went into the focus and everything is 99, 98% of the GPU utilization, FPS 77. Now we have the real data. But as again, let me go ahead and bring the 4K UHD now, and we're gonna go ahead and have a look at the 4K UHD. This is the high visual preset. So 4K UHD, as you can see, 2160, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. I'm going to apply to that. It's a black screen. The Cryengine is kind of crashed. I believe it cannot, the garbage collector probably cannot clean the, there's a problem maybe with the video RAM, cannot clean the game engine, has the problem with the garbage collector, and this is what I believe. So we went from 132.7 megapixels render per every single frame all the way to 4K UHD, and 4K UHD is what it's like a little bit above 12 megapixels, and it's struggling. As you can see, it didn't apply that's fine, and right now it's messed up the whole deal, and because it probably cannot clean the garbage collector within the game engine of the Cryengine 3 that powering the Crysis 2 classic game. Let me reboot it, and we're going to switch it while I'm going to be in the menu, so it's not going to load all that data of the 3D world, 3D surface, 3D canvas, whatever you want to call it. As again, it depends to the game engine, depends to the 3D rendering real-time APIs, commercial or open source, whatever the APIs that you're running.
Nvidia.
Yep, this logo, exactly what it is. Exactly what it is, guys. Cannot wait to run two Titan RTX video cards in SLI and show it to you. It's probably going to be a playable FPS under 16K UHD, and it's going to be mind-blowing. If it's going to be the playable FPS, I'm going to create a walkthrough of the Crysis 2 classic game in 16K UHD as another world's record, guys. So I'm looking to have your support, your likes, and etc. Don't forget to smash that like button. So let's go ahead and switch. As you can see right now, under 8K UHD, the video RAM utilization below 8 gigabytes. Completely makes sense, because it look like, as again, as a software developer, this is what I'm assuming. As a game developer, it has the problem with the garbage collector cleaning the video RAM utilization. Whatever it's using right now, after I switch the resolution, it doesn't clean all that garbage. And for those people who didn't program before, I just explained, I think, the best possible way. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna switch before loading the 3 volt and all this data, and it's going to have no problem, to 4K UHD. And right now I'm going to go ahead and load that level again, and let me go ahead and do that. Sudden impact, it doesn't matter what kind of difficulty, and let's go ahead and have a look. Now we're gonna compare. We just compared 16K UHD to 8K UHD. A little bit of difference, but we already saw the copier doesn't have the error on it. The font is completely blurred out, and you wouldn't know that it says error. And let's go ahead and have a look at the UHD. Before I'm gonna shut down the MS Afterburner, keep your eye. The GPU utilization while in the focus, 98%. This is great for 4K UHD, for such an old school game, for such a powerful video card such as the Titan RTX video card, flagship of the Nvidia Turing GPU architecture, powered by the Nvidia TU 102 GPU, full TU 102 GPU. Not like TU102 GPU that is in RTX 2080 Ti video card. It's 256 CUDA core less than Titan RTX, and it has 11 gigabyte of video RAM. So technically, you almost can play 8K UHD on the Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti video card or RTX 2080 Ti video card, 8K UHD, but not 16K UHD. You're gonna overload your video RAM. You're gonna offload a lot of data into the system RAM. And when this type of scenarios happens in Crysis, even 3 gigabytes, everything goes south completely, 0, 1 FPS if you're offloading of data. But when you're going to have enough of video RAM, it's going to be around 17, 20 FPS. Anyways, so great utilization. FPS crazy, 279, 280 over here in this particular 4 milliseconds latency delay, 4K UHD, and Titan RTX is such a blessing. But anyways, let me zoom in. Let me put it out of the focus. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and this is going to be 1600%. I didn't touch the magnifier zoom tool by Microsoft. What is our window? It's supposed to say 1600%. Yep, it does. So let me actually bring this window so you're gonna see it actually. First of all, you're gonna also keep your attention. The texture right here in 4K HD, you cannot read the full details here. It's supposed to say the name of the shotgun. In 16K UHD, you can clearly read it. Under the 8K UHD, it's kind of hard to read it, but under 4K UHD, it even doesn't show. The level of detail is not here, so the amount of pixels not here, so it's not even showing the name here. But there is a name here on the gun. This is the first thing. So right here, it doesn't say anything. So from this distance, same distance as again, you cannot even tell that there is something saying here on the display. This is the maximum zoom. You cannot go over 1600%, and I decided to go ahead and use the Windows magnifier zoom tool. But if you're going to zoom in, it's going to be nothing because you can already see there is no pixels there. Still a little bit of dort here in the copper, a little bit. The bullet holes are not so detailed. Alright, so the wall is not detailed, but you can see some noise, some kind of dirt on it, but not detailed as scratches. You don't see the scratches. Scratches are disappeared completely. Alright, right here, it still says something under 4K UHD. You can see it. You doesn't see it's a font under the 8K UHD. I was seeing it's a font under 16K UHD. I was perfectly reading press, but under 4K HD it says like it's probably not a dot but a detail that you're pressing, but it doesn't look like it's a font. Keep that in mind. Also, the details on the leaves are almost washed out. You cannot see the little intersections as you can see on the textures. And over here you can still, at this distance, at the closer, you can still can see a little bit of details, but it's also washed out. The intersections are not here. Remember there's little intersection on the leaf? It's not here. When you peel the leaf, you know that intersection. And the details, so now right now on the 4K HD, this looks like a metal, but this is not a metal. We know this is a wood. Remember those scratches and piece of the wood, the texture of the wood, but it doesn't look like a wood at that distance. While over here at very closer, you can still see those pixels are displayed yet. So increasing the resolution, it's washing out the details at the Z, at the depth. This is what it does while running the 3D real-time rendering API. And it doesn't matter commercial or open source. This is what I learned. So the higher resolution will bring much more detailed depth to you. So it will overall image summary of the image per every single frame will be much more detailed. So it's going to be almost equal as Crysis2 remastered because the level of details that's going to bring, because they're going to bring, I believe, 4K UHD video resolution textures in Crysis2 remaster, and Crysis2 original classic, I believe, using 2K or 1080p for sure. 1080p because that if you're going to use the higher resolution textures, 1080p, the maximum resolution textures by the Crytek developers that was released in the end of 2011 as a bonus under DirectX 11 API only, because it doesn't work under DirectX 9 API because they're using a little bit of the tessellation it's tessellation and parallax bump mapping, that techniques that only applies in DirectX 11 API, doesn't apply in DirectX 9 API. But Crysis2 Classic supports two different APIs, and it has some problems with those APIs under the SLI. But more about it will be when I'm going to discuss the SLI, Nvidia SLI technology in Crysis2 Classic. As again, Nvidia SLI doesn't work in Crysis2 Remastered, due that Crysis2 Remastered running DirectX 12 API, and you already know that DirectX 12 API doesn't support SLI. All right, so okay. This is 4K video resolution, so we got all the details. Also, there is one more thing right here. When you're watching at this very close detail, pay your attention, guys. You're gonna see it when there's going to be a lot of light. But 4K video resolution, this is metal piece, and it's kind of metal piece, not shiny one, but it's a metal texture, nice, beautiful, done by the 3D artist metal texture, still without the retracing, but it so underlines the metal texture, the metal capabilities of the texture. Should be a little bumps like a metal, but it does show a little bit over here, but not too much. You can see it a little bit right here. Okay, this is 4K UHD, but under 16K UHD, you're gonna see such a detailed metal texture. Okay, pay attention. I'm gonna show it to you, but there is no writing here on the gun. It's supposed to be writing. You're gonna see it perfectly under 16K UHD and not perfectly under 8K UHD. Keep that in mind. There is some writings here on the 4K UHD, but as again. So let me go ahead and bring it to 1080p now. Okay. I'm going to bring it to 1080p, and one more test at this location, and then we're going to move in, and I'm going to show you the obvious facts, the difference for those people that has problems with the eyes. If you still after that point will have problems with the eyes, then there's nobody can help you or will help you. Keep that in mind. Of course, data. It's we gotta reboot it. We can reboot it. Has the issue. As again, I'm running Crysis2 Maximum Edition, but Maximum Edition is like with the additional DLCs, and most of those DLCs for the online, but they don't have online any longer. So it's based on Crysis2 original game with some DLCs, but same game engine, same everything, same game, and there's not any bonuses on the single player, which is a bummer. And hope, I do not understand why they did it. By the way, this is 1080p screen, how it look like. You can fit 64 of 1080p resolution screens on a 16K UHD display, and this is exactly what it is. I can fit 64. If you will take a screenshot and in Photoshop, you can put 64 of them. Okay, of 1080p screens. Resolution, which is 1920 by 1080p exactly, or you can fit 16 of screens of 4K UHD, 16 of them with a resolution 3840 by 2160 pixels. All right, so let me go ahead and log in, and let me zoom in. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I gotta take it out of the focus. Now I can use, the magnifier zoom tool. So let me zoom in. Let me campaign. As again, the same deal, high visual preset, which is the minimum visual preset. I even not sure if at very high the game will be posting under this 16K UHD. I tried it at the maximum visual. It's no go. And that's why I never tried that before, because this is the technology that is available in 2018, and in 2018 already 8K UHD screens was for sale. Keep that in mind. Dell was the first as the monitor, and TV appeared in 2018, the first TV. It was 30 hertz, but then 60 hertz. It was kind of cheap at 30 hertz, people that didn't understand. While connecting through the ports, but it was supporting 8K 60 hertz through the broadcasting, but not through the or through the internet, but not through the connecting the PC to it. Okay, so as again, the same deal. As again, this is single take. I'm not going to edit this video. I'm recording, and the way I'm recording, I'm going to upload that. So campaign, let's go ahead and have a look. Replay mission, sudden impact, and we're going to go ahead and play it, and we're going to go ahead and see it. We're going to see what's going on, and it's going to be beautiful, guys. It's going to be beautiful. Let me zoom out a little bit, and let me zoom in now. Oops. Here we go. So this is the maximum zoom. So let me bring that magnifier zoom tool. Where it is? Where did it go? Magnifier zoom. Where did you go? I moved that and what? Oh, here we go. Just for those naysayers, but as again, I'm going to pay less and less attention over the UHDking to the naysayers. Keep that in mind, guys. So first of all, definitely is maximum zoom. There is nothing saying here for sure. No details on the holes. You don't see anything. The textures on the leaves is a joke. It's just a green and a little bit darker spots, but you don't see the intersections for sure. A little bit of dirt on the wall, but there is no scratches at all. Zero scratches. Now, is there any writing here? None. There is something dory here, but it definitely doesn't look like a font, or it looked like a door a little bit on this light switcher. This doesn't look like a wood, it looked like a metal. So people that was playing 1080p or 1440p was thinking this is the metal material, but it is a wood material all the way in here. This is a wood and it has the wood texture on it. I believe they made it just in case the 3D artist, 3D animator did it, that was doing the shadows, the textures, did it do that. It thought it will never get rusty. Okay. Even over here, as you remember, at the closest possible texture, it doesn't look like it's a wood. It's gonna look like something, who knows what. And we lost the details over here. Fire and alarm. Alarm almost invisible. And over here it says, in the middle, it was saying perfectly something. I already forgot what it's push. It was saying push. Over here it doesn't say push. It doesn't look like it's a font here. Alarm kind of lookish like alarm font. Fire look like a font fire. But here it says push, but it looked like dirt, a little bit dirty. So this is the details, but if it's not obvious, I'm about to show you the obvious, guys. But check it out. The texture of this metal, not the shiny metal, but kind of painted metal and kind of surfaced kind of metal with the bumps, doesn't show also. Maybe a little bit on top. Okay, 720p, you're going to lose a lot. So this is the one thing. Let me show you the facts for sure. Why? So we're done with this part. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to, let me zoom out. I'm going to switch to 16K video resolution. I probably should reboot it. I'm gonna reboot it just in case to see the perfect, to see the perfect, as you can see, it's recognizing automatically the resolution and everything, and font is big on 1080p, almost on a full screen. So let me see, let me zoom in. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the maximum right here. Oops. To see 16K UHD, here we go. Okay. I'm going to show you the bonus in 12K video resolution. I probably should show you the bonus. Let me show you the bonus real quick. Let me show you. I have the 12K video resolution, but it's not like a 12K UHD, not 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. It's going to be 3 8K UHD screens in vertical mode, exactly like what you can connect to the Titan RTX, to the RTX 30 series flagship video cards such as RTX 3090 and RTX 3090 Ti, or RTX 40 series flagship such as RTX 4090 video card. You can connect 4 8K UHD screens at 60 Hz. To the Titan RTX, you can only connect 3, so I'm emulating, but it's ready. It has the GPU capability, but it doesn't feature the ports. Maybe Chinese resellers going to remodel the Titan RTX NVIDIA video card, and they will include 4 ports at 8K UHD 60 Hz. Different newer version of the HDMI and display port. Only the display port on Titan RTX supports 8K at 60 Hz, while HDMI doesn't. It's 8K at 30 Hz. Keep that in mind. And you cannot connect 4 screens to create an array of the 4 screens of the 8K UHD 60 Hz as 16K UHD 60 Hz array of the total screen. You cannot do it with the Titan RTX. Cannot. It supports that, but doesn't have the ports for you to connect. But it supports. It has that capability, computing performance power. It has that. It can compute. up all the way to 16K UHD. But so that's why this video card is the first video card that supports that, but technically you cannot connect it, but you can still can emulate it and you can run it. Keep that in mind. But you cannot run 16K UHD at 60 Hertz because you can only run one screen at 8K UHD at 60 Hertz. Okay, when we're talking Titan RTX video card or RTX 2080 Ti video card, that is RTX 2080 Ti, that has the same ports as Titan RTX. Okay, so let me show you some bonus before I'm going to show you the spot that is obvious. 12,960 by 7,680. So this is the three 8K UHDs in vertical mode. A lot of people will be running like that in 2024, and a lot of copycats will be running 4 8K UHDs, creating those big, large, as I already told you in the beginning of this video, 16K UHD arrays. It's mind-blowing experience, especially when you're playing RPGs or real-time strategies. The experience is unbelievable. You can see the tank size like your cup, like your coffee cup, or even larger than that, and so detailed with so much details that you won't be able to see before if you're going to run 4 8K UHD screens in a 16K UHD video resolution array total. Over 200 inches. It's unbelievable experience. So this is the high visual preset, as you saw. Let me remind you, and I just want to show you the performance. So this is going to be an extra bonus of the performance. So this is 27 FPS while it's overclocked. It's almost 30 FPS. That means the two Titan RTX video cards in SLI mode, two-way SLI, will be able to run at least 45 FPS. But should be, if it's going to be 2x, it should be a little bit above 50 FPS. But as again, I believe that Intel Core i9-9900K at 99% of the games that I tested with two Titan RTXs is struggling on our CPU. It didn't struggle with the two RTX 2080 Ti video cards in SLI, but it is struggling with the two Titan RTX video cards in SLI. It does. So it's just 512 CUDA cores more in this setup, and processor doesn't have enough instruction per clock to process that, while the two RTX 2080 Ti video cards were showing much better utilization than SLI when you're running two of them. But single, no problem. For the single Titan RTX or single RTX 2080 Ti video card, no problem at all on the Intel Core i9-9900K. But if you want to run two of them in SLI, you better run 10K, 10 series, or I would say 12 series, 13 or 14 series Intel CPUs, but you gotta find a motherboard that supports SLI, because I believe they discontinue SLI support, Nvidia SLI support certification within the motherboards after the Intel 10 series. So Intel 10 series is the best, but when my Intel 9 generation CPU 9 series is overclocked, my 9900K to 5.2 gigahertz, it's running same as Intel 10 series CPU running stock, or even my i9-9900K, which is 9 series, running a little bit faster when it's overclocked, while that 10 series 10 generation Intel CPU running stock. Keep that in mind. So this is the performance. It's great performance. It's unbelievable. Let me zoom in for you one more time. Let me zoom in for you. Out of focus, and zoom into the maximum 1400%. See the intersection on the leaves, the level of details is unbelievable. It says press, even in this 12K video resolution, because this 12K video resolution, not 12K UHD, as again, reminder for the naysayers, not 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, but still crazy 12K video resolution, which is above 12K video resolution 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, and above 12K video resolution by Apple that will be released, as you saw while I was switching between the resolution, that will be released in 2029. Apple will release 12K UHD, which will be 4 times of their 6K UHD. My prediction in 2029. It's a little bit above that because this is 100 megapixels exactly, while the 16K UHD is 132.7 megapixels. All right, so you can see the error right here. See that? And so details, the bullet holes, scratches, details, unbelievable details on the wall, and error is still here. It's a little bit blurred out, but still here you can read the error with kind of Crytek font, kind of weird font, but still here. And check it out. You can see that, as I told you, this is wood intersection on the, not the metal, on the lift, on the elevator. And remember I told you when we were running 1080p, there is a 0 scratches here completely. It looked like a metal and 0 details, and I told you it's lookish like wood to me right here. This part like a wood as well. Could be a metal, but I don't think it's a metal. If this is a metal, this is the wrong material because it doesn't have the metalness to it. As 3D artists that creating the shadows and textures, everybody will know it. It's look like texture of the wood. And but Crysis supports kind of metalness. It has a lot of metalness capabilities, and the metal look is great in this game. Like over here, you can see the metalness even on this screw. So it has no problem with the metalness, and I don't think it's a metal. I think it's a wood, but I could be wrong. But anyways, over here you can see it's a wood. On the close-up, detailed texture completely. And check it out. Oh, it says pull down, not push. Pull down. See the details? 1080p didn't say anything here. We can see fire. We can barely read the alarm, but pull down, not here. All right. So this was presented to you. Let me bring back to focus. Okay. And what?
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Crysis, I believe, was made on 9/11 and reminds me a little bit of 9/11. That's why it was so popular, maybe because people was under this psychological stress, and a little bit reminds me of the Ukraine. Look how beautiful the glass looks like. If I'm gonna show you that on 1080p, it's going to be ugly and not going to be that pretty. Alright, so this is going to be the part. For those guys who's curious, let's watch this part. This part is amazing. Watch that. Alien ship.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
Prophet, you see that? You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right?
Okay, the level of details, guys. The level of details.
We have to jump on this.
Let me focus out, so FPS will be different now. The level of details of the impact will be unbelievable, as well as, let me zoom in, you can see it. Even this is the 12K video resolution. This is not 16K. But the one thing is, here's while we're here, let me show you the obvious things. Right here, it's gonna say something right here on the boxes. Let me show it to you. First of all, check it out. You can read the on the boxes right here. See that? Instant food. Let me bring the maybe Skype down. Instant food. It says individual right here. Under 16K video resolution, you can see it perfectly. Probably should bring the. Let me do that. Bring the steam down right here. Oops. Let me bring something else right here. It says right here, instant food individual. Be careful when frozen. Degrees Fahrenheit or below. It says 0 degrees Fahrenheit or below, I think, right? 0? Let me see. Yeah, 0 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Okay, so under 12K video resolution, you can see it. Under 16K video resolution is going to be even amazing. Okay, so keep your attention at this. This is going to be the obvious thing, and the another thing will be under 12K video resolution. Look how beautiful. This is 1600% zoom. Look how beautiful. You can read. It says corrupt. It says some numbers here. I probably should pause that to be able to see it, but it says the name of the shotgun. So detailed, but this is 12K video resolution. This is not 16K video resolution. 16K video resolution will be even better than that. Metalness right here, and you can even see the little pixels, which is nice. They made it so nice. Metal per pixel. It's not a retracing yet, but you can see it under 12K video resolution, and the level of details of that hard metal. You can see those kind of harsh bumps right here on the metal, and this is 12K video resolution, right? Not even 16K video resolution. Those details will be washed out. See that? You can see its metalness. It's one of those metal. Okay. So let me zoom out. So this will be the obvious things, and the other obvious things will be one more thing right here. Without the zoom, you can see what it says. It says 250 initial charge, data, data, data. Okay, without the zoom. This is 12K video resolution. Okay, and also there is some writing here of the government website. Keep that attention, and some map. Let me actually zoom into a map just to see. Let me out of focus to the subway map right there. Oh, hold on. No. I wanna zoom out like that. I think I'm looking at the ground. Hold on. Let me get back into the focus. I just want to show you guys the right here. So without the zoom, you can read. See on this taxi, 250 initial charge, 40 cents per half mile, whatever. Keep your attention at this. You can see the scratches, level of details. There is going to be more details that I'm going to mention. You can see scratches right here. This is without the zoom. Okay, this is 12K resolution, 25 FPS, great FPS, a little bit lower FPS at this level by 2-3 FPS, but still going to be great with the 2 Titan RTX video card in SLI, in two-way SLI by Nvidia. Just going to be unbelievable. Look at how the detailed metal looks like. Also great. On the scope. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do. So this is what's up, right? We saw the details. Oh yeah, and one more thing on the metro, on the subway. I want to see if we can read. If we can read what it says over here. Hold on. We're supposed to read that texture, because that's a real texture. This is the government support number. Right here. Manhattan, South, Orange Line, West. We can read the big writings at this angle. Okay, so we got an idea, right? This is going to be obvious advantages and benefits over 4K UHD in gaming. It's unbelievable. Otherwise, for those people that not looking for the visual experience, you can play the games like Quake 2, Quake 3. Why are you playing the newer games? You want to see that experience, that visuals, that graphics, that unbelievable experience, that cinematic experience. Anyways, the video RAM utilization below 17 gigabytes. That's great. Let me go ahead and increase. When you're increasing, it's supposed to load properly, but could freeze up. Let me go ahead and show you 16K video resolution, and then we're gonna go to 8K, 4K, and 1080p. So pretty much all the resolution will be covered completely on a single Titan RTX. So a lot of bonuses. So first of all, you can see everything is so nice, so beautiful, so sharp. Check it out. I can read those writings under 16K video resolution even without zooming into it like that. beautiful. I can even read that there is some writing on those boxes. Not with this type of zoom, without the zoom, but still nice. Scratch is nice, level of detail is nice. There is something saying here in the newspaper. You can read monster. There is a monster in big bold right there. Sunday monster. I can read that. Yeah, so the first thing, let me go ahead and zoom in. I'm out of the focus and zoom in right now to the maximum 1600%, just like we did on 12K video resolution. You can see there is a hole. You can see some details, some texture details. But the thing is, what we're gonna see and what we wanna see, those writings on the boxes. Keep your eye on those boxes, because even if people, you know, if you do not understand, this is so obvious to you that, yeah, there is a difference in terms of the visual experience and in terms of how much details, the summary, how much details it can display. Hold on. Where is that boxes? It's supposed to be right here. I think the boxes will be right here by this taxi. Right here. They holding right here. Check it out. And those boxes, you can see it says perfectly. It says instant food, individual. Be careful when frozen, 0 degrees Fahrenheit below or below. It says perfectly. You can see it perfectly. It's unbelievable. And 1600% zoom, right? Okay. So this is visible. Emergency shut off. Let me show you that newspaper. How much we can read in that newspaper. I probably should turn it to the newspaper. Let me do it real quick. Let me turn to the newspaper. I just want to see that monster, what we can read in that newspaper. The textures, the level of amount. The newspapers was somewhere here. Right here. Was saying monster, as I read, without any zoom. Sunday news. See that? Everything else is blurred out, but you can see monster, Sunday news, and this is under 1600%. If I'm going to zoom out a little bit, let me go ahead and do that. Zoom out a little bit. It's not going to help us, but yeah, this is what it is. Also, let me show you the gun. Look at this level of details, unbelievable. The suit is unbelievable. The gun, it says Scrap, and it says the S something. I probably paused that. It's just shaking, but look at that level of metal details. It's unbelievable. You can see so much of that harsh metal to it, but it's beautiful. See that? Level of details is unbelievable. It's just here and it's beautiful. And the textures, even on the writing, it's painted out. While you most likely you're gonna see, it's gonna say the serial right here, SN447X. I believe it says saying there in blue. If I'm gonna pause that, but under 1080p, if you're gonna see it, most likely you're gonna see that serial, but it's not going to be as painted out, because you can see some black, some different tone of the pixels. Okay, what else? Let me see. You can see the textures are not so perfect, unfortunately. And let me see on this metro. I'm just curious how it's going to be on this metro. And under this metro thing, it says, this is the writing about that government website, but under the metro, 1600%. Yeah, perfectly. Manhattan South, orange line, vast blue line, but everything else is invisible. But this is 600% zoom. I'm a little bit zoom out, but if we're going to go ahead and 1600%, 1600% zoom, maximum zoom under the magnifier zoom tool application for Windows 10 Professional by Microsoft. It's beautiful, as you can see. Everything is here, every single pixel. You can read. Okay, 1600%. Yeah, so this has 16K video resolution. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go ahead and have a look at 8K UHD. But as again, you want to pay attention on video RAM utilization under the 8K UHD. Because as we learned, the garbage collector under the Cryengine 3 has some issues, and it's obvious a lot of game engine has this issue. You better reboot after you're gonna do something like this crazy. But by the way, this is the 12K video resolution that I was talking to you about that Apple will release in 2029. This is going to be a four screens of the 6K UHD stick into one screen display, Pro Display 2 maybe, or something like that. And it's going to, I think they're going to release something in 2029, okay, which is 12K video resolution, a little bit lower in terms of the pixel. 12K video resolution that I showed you as 12K video resolution that was 100 megapixels. This is lower than 100 megapixels, but it's perfect 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, Ultra HD, all right, because Apple screen is perfect 6K UHD. So here we go, 8K UHD. Let's go ahead and have a look at the 8K UHD, and let's have a look. Let's have a look, guys. And as again, you don't want to keep attention on the video RAM utilization. Most likely it's going to be incorrectly, or it could be correctly, but as again, you better reboot the game for the video RAM or system RAM utilization. But FPS should be about the same, maybe plus minus couple FPS when switching from such a stressful resolution to 8K. But the key here, we just want to see the benefits, okay? The FPS should be the same under 8K, but the benefits of the switching 8K UHD to 16K UHD, this is going to be the main keys, alright? Hopefully you understand that. And let me have a look over here first. Let me zoom in. As again, I'm out of the focus, so utilization of the GPU is not going to be correct because I'm using the magnifier zoom tool out of the focus of the window game screen. The level of details not here. You can see it's went through, but you didn't see those details under 16K video resolution. There was so much details, and this is maximum 16K video resolution. Okay, let me show it to you. Where is the magnifier? This is 8K UHD. Where is that magnifier tool? What did they put it? The textures here on the metal here, but not that sharp, not that detailed. Remember, it was such a detail, especially over here. It was such a detail. It's not that detailed. But what did they put? The guys, believe me, it's 1600%. I'm just cannot allocate. Let me zoom out. So it's not as sharp, that harsh metal, not as sharp. What is that window? 16K. What did they lost the window? Let's go ahead and find the window. Where did I put that window? Right here. Let me bring to 1600% now. You can see maxed out, and yeah, struggling a little bit. Still can read it. It's corrupt, but kind of hard to read it now. Not so perfect font, but still readable. You can see it's font. It's reading something. And oops, where did it go? I think it's minimized. Let me bring it back. The Crysis window completely. Here we go. Oops. Bring it back. Hold on. Let me set it for you guys. The game is beautiful. In 8K UHD and above, it's beautiful, guys. Especially if you're gonna play on a big screen, you're gonna have so much fun. This game you can pick up around, if you're smart, below $10. Origin or EA Game Client or Steam, it's beautiful. Maximum edition. I gave away some on the previous Christmas. But this is the world's record. I probably should give you some Crysis. Guys, I'm probably gonna give you, maybe I'm gonna give you some giveaways for those people who is looking for it. I'm gonna hide it. It's going to be Crysis2 giveaway game for you to play this classic. Maybe I will try to do it. I didn't purchase it yet. I will try to do it creative way, different way, how to do that. But as again, this is what's up. All right. So level of detail is not that well, but still great. It's beautiful. You can see it requires a little bit more NTL, I think, while 16K UHD was a little bit sharper with the last dose. Right here, as you can see the transparency mask, alpha mask on the sprite right here. So this is not the object, this looks like a sprite, the cable. So it's less amount of the geometry loaded. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it, as again YouTube can recompress that, but right here this requires some anti-aliasing. It could blur it out a little bit while recompressing, but if you're going to watch it on 8K UHD screen, switch it in your YouTube player to 8K UHD, most likely it's going to be almost as good as native as I'm recording, because I'm not going to edit this. I'm just recording Nvidia Shadowplay 150 megabit per second, 8K UHD, guys, keep that in mind. Alright, so we saw that. So now I care about a couple things. First of all, I care, can we read at 8K UHD? Now we have some problems to read. Check it out. We have some problems to read, guys. And this is with the maximum zoom. Where is that zoom tool? Where did they put the zoom tool? Hold on. Let me, right here, 1600%. Let me keep it with me for those people who's curious. And we have problem to read the message in the boxes. The obvious benefit for those people that doesn't know 2 plus 2 is equal 4. But as again, guys, on the planet Earth, the rules, not the voc rules, but the real rules are mathematics, physics, chemistry. Mechanics part of the physics is the law. It's a real law without those corrupted people that trying to slave us, but real law. But 1600%, we cannot read it. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button, because YouTube hates me so much. Because I'm showing the truth, and it's still it's doing the fake kind of news, fake media, fake everything, and it's kind of they repeating them whatever is approved, and that's YouTube promoted easily, while my channel is not promoted easily because I'm about the truth, and not a lot of people doing the truth. They just repeating each other as repeaters, and I'm not as radio. I'm as individual, and hopefully as a subscriber you're going to be as smart, intellectual individual after watching my YouTube channel. And I will try to do my best while providing the knowledge, information, as over 10 years experience on all of those fields, as I mentioned, as software developer, game developer, graphics designer, 3D artist, 3D animator, PC hardware enthusiast, senior system engineer, PC overclocker, PC builder. A lot of information I'm providing to you, especially if you're a newcomer, if you're 10 years old or 18 years old or 20 years old. A lot of information you're going to learn. The true facts, guys, I'm trying to do as best as possible. I'm keeping attention exactly what I'm saying to all the facts. We cannot read it. It says something in instant food. Maybe I can read instant food, but anything else I cannot. This is 8K UHD. So you can see a perfect, and 8K UHD, by the way, is 36 megapixels. Okay. So around 36 megapixels, a little bit lower than 36 megapixels. So 8K UHD, which is 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, which is below 36 megapixels, there is no match to 12K video resolution that was 100 megapixels. It was 99.7, I believe, megapixels, which is you saw 3 8K screens in vertical mode, and also no match for sure to 16K UHD, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, that is 132.7 megapixels. Zero matches. It's a, as you can see it's a writing here, but it's kind of, you're struggling to read it. All right. Next, let's go ahead, and I want to see on the newspapers. Can we read on that newspaper? We want to make it fair. We can see some damages, some bumps, some level of details as we saw, and even over here some level of details. But newspapers, yes, I can read Sunday News, and I can read the Monster. Same thing. Still at this closer to me based on the depth. As again, XYZ as 3D real-time rendering. It's not 2D. 3D is about the depth. This is what the naysayers doesn't understand. You're blowing the textures. You're just blowing the textures. No, it's when you're watching at the sprite or textures on the full screen in games such as Doom. But even in Doom, you're not watching every time you're playing on the full screen. Maybe sometimes when you're facing the wall completely, you're gonna see it. So it's not the case. So those naysayers, they have no idea. They just misinformed because they want to bring you into their reality. And you want to stay away from those people, from those media channels, and you want to find somebody like me who cares and who is not so popular because they care and YouTube doesn't want. I'm not repeating YouTube and all those creators, as YouTube call them creators, but they're just BS makers. Creators right here. And also YouTube call them creators, so it's going to avoid any lawsuits, legal suits. They're producers even without the YouTube, but YouTube created them the name creators so they can rip them off on their earnings and pretty much avoid some jurisdiction, okay, requiring the producers and copyright laws. But anyways, so yeah, we saw that. And what about the reading? Remember on the map? Let me bring to that map. Can we read on that map? I'm just curious. Some details. Remember that subway map? It's going to be somewhere here, if I'm not mistaken, right? So UHDking, guys, is the first YouTuber that show you the gameplay in 16K UHD, and I'm not just promoting myself, I'm saying the facts. So remember that, guys, and always using my videos. I'm trying to do my best in my videos. Alright, so it's supposed to be, let me zoom out a little bit. Oops, okay, I was focused into the thing. I just want to see if I can read the map, but before we're gonna do that, yeah, there's some details here. Crysis. I can read. Can I read 250 initial charge? Yeah, I can still. On the taxi, I can read this thing. I can see the bombs, Crysis on this thing. What about the subway map? I'm just curious. Right there. Let me zoom in this one, the last part, and we're gonna switch to 4K and then 1080p, and I'm done, guys. Pretty much this is going to be the best Crysis2 original video on the Nvidia Turing GPU architecture. In terms of the resolution, performance, everything is covered. Look at this. I can read the Manhattan. This is the 1600% zoom, by the way. Okay, I can read the orange line south, blue line west, green line east, red line center. I can read all of that, so it's readable. It's readable at 8K UHD. Some details not readable already, but some are readable. Okay. All right. But I was looking not at that under 16K UHD. I believe I was looking at that or at that. I'm not sure which one I was looking. Let's see if this will be readable at this type of angle. Yeah, I was looking like this, I believe, because it was cut out. Remember? Yeah, it's still readable at this distance and under the 8K UHD. Alright, so we covered the 8K UHD resolution. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch to 4K UHD. Let's go ahead and have a look. And then I'm going to show you an extra bonus like 4K at Ultra and 8K at Ultra. Just the difference in terms of the FPS. An extra bonus as a part of the benchmark as additional bonus value to you, because this video is many values in one, including the world's record. That's why you don't want to forget to thumbs up and subscribe for more great videos, and visit 15,360 pixels by 8,640.com, my project, or UHDking.com. Check out the playlist, or iplay16k.com, dedicated to 16K video resolution gameplays, 16K gaming, and 16K video resolution gamers. Alright, so 4K UHD high visual preset is going to, of course, it's gonna freeze up, so we're gonna come back to this point, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and close that. Yeah, it's done. There's nothing what we can do. It's frozen. Thanks God that Nvidia Shadowplay is still recording whilst lost the direct 3D surface under the DirectX API. As a software developer, as a game developer, I know it says lost DirectX 3D surface. This is the error it's supposed to be, but some they just muted this error under the Cryengine 3, but the recording utilities that recording can stop the recording. But thanks God that it's still recording. So let's go ahead and bring up the Crysis2 as again for my Steam. It's going to be 4K UHD as again you can fit 16 screens of 4K UHD to create an array of 16K UHD, okay, which you're not gonna will have no ability to connect to a single video card in 2023. 16 screens. You will have ability to process and deliver the performance in terms of the frames per second to compute through the GPU, but there is no connections. Only if in China they're gonna create the connections. Those smart people, those engineers, they usually doing that. They recreating the connectors and reassembling the GPUs, PCBs. Okay, so as supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, let me go ahead and have a look. 4K UHD, high visual preset, DirectX enabled with the high resolutions. Everything is untouched, as again this will be uneditable. I'm not one of those YouTubers that's lying. And let's go ahead and load it up. Let me see if I can load it up from the resume. Can we do that? Hopefully it's gonna bring us to that point. Hopefully it's a checkpoint, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a checkpoint. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys. It's already almost 2 a.m. probably. So don't forget to smash that like button. I'm just going to real quick to run it.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Roger that.
Let me show you actually the FPS. Check it out. This part was lower FPS possible, but still over 120 FPS easy while recording.
Firing. Lighting him up.
Alright. So it's going to crash.
Missile away. Confirmed missile hit.
Let's wait till it crashes, just for those who's curious. An extra performance, an extra data. And as again, the data is updated every half second.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed.
And
Hold
the
station.
data
We're coming in.
was verified. It's correct. Everything which you can see on the screen.
You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget
see that.
extraction. We have to jump on this. Go get samples from the crash. Get them to me here at the lab. This could be our best shot at rolling
Okay,
back
so
the storm.
4K UHD.
Maybe the whole invasion even. But you better
Don't have
make it
time
fast.
to watch that. Let me go ahead and use the magnifier zoom tool. Okay. And as again, guys, if a lot of likes, I'm gonna show you the walkthrough if it's going to be without any issues on the 2 Titan RTX video cards in 2-way SLI. Then I'm gonna show you guys the whole walkthrough of the Crysis2 Classic as another world record. Okay. Where is that window go? I think it's going to be probably, let me zoom out a little bit. Where is the window go with the magnifier zoom tool? Right here. Okay. Well, let me bring it here and let's go ahead and get back. 1600%. So let's go ahead and have a look. First, the leaves missing the details. I can see that, and it looks like it needs some anti-aliasing. 4K HD. And because it's missing some details, and you can see the transparencies, alpha channels of the sprites of the texture, because it's transparent. because the whole layers are not the model, not the 3D primitive topology, polygons or triangles. It just probably playing with the sprites, with the alpha transparency, textures, shaders. This is channels. This is what, as a 3D artist, 3D animator, game developer, software developer, this is what I'm thinking. By the way, guys, I'm developing the Crysis Ultimate benchmark. It's going to be Crysis 1, Crysis 2, Crysis 1 Remaster, Crysis 2 Remaster benchmark. Maybe I'm going to add the Crysis 3. It's going to be unbelievable. I stopped because the Crytek company doesn't know how to record and how to replay the demo files. And it's pretty much locked to the FPS, and it doesn't record the 3D meshes XYZ based on the movement. It's based on the FPS, so I can move with a 60 FPS. The enemy can be over there. I can come to it and kill it, or aim at it and kill it. While at 200 FPS or 120 FPS, the enemy going to be at a different location. Is going to move faster, and if I'm going to aim, I'm going to shoot into nothing. So Crytek company doesn't know what is the demo file is, how to record the demo and how to replay the demo. The first person who pretty much created this idea of the recording demo files, which is great and neat ability, by the way, for any games to have. If you're a game developer, go ahead and create it. It was the John Carmack as ID software lead developer in his Quake 1 PC game. Okay, Quake 2 PC game also has a great demo recorder. Quake 3 PC game, great demo recording without any issue, and Quake 4 PC game, great demo recorder. The newer Quake Champions doesn't have the demo recorder, which is a bummer. So if you're a game developer, software developer, always think about future and how to create more abilities, more value to the gamer. Demo recording within your game is the best thing ever, because the gamer can share it and replay it at any resolution and replay it years and years in the future and get the memory refreshed. Let's say if a tournament or championship or something like that. But Crysis 1, Crysis 2, and Crysis 3 with the Cryengine and even the Cryengine 5 doesn't know what is the demo. They have the ability to record the demo, but they do not understand what is the demo and how to record it and how to play it. Go ahead and record the demo and you're going to find out. But I'm creating, developing as a software developer, game developer. I'm developing the tool in the Crysis Ultimate. It's going to be for at least for 4 Crysis. Crysis 1, Crysis 2, Crysis 1 Remaster, and Crysis 2 Remaster. Maybe I'm going to include Crysis 3 and Crysis 3 Remaster if it's going to be popular. And I'm going to kind of find a solution to it, but that's why the previous benchmarks under Crysis 1 and Crysis 2 is incompatible, because the whole demo process is not a benchmarkable. Keep that in mind, because the position is not related statically to the camera with a different FPS. It's going to be different. Everything what on the screen will be within the same demo will be different into the same camera based on the FPS that your computer can produce. That means that you cannot bench it actually, because it's not static visual through the camera. And this is the big point of the demo file, creating demo and play back the demo. Hopefully Crytek is listening to this, because this is big deal. I was the first YouTuber that showed you Crysis 1 original in 16K video resolution on RTX 2080 Ti video card all the way back in 2019, and it's available over the UHDking.com and over the iPlay16K.com and over the 15360 x 8640.com. Go ahead and check it out. But anyways, hopefully guys I brought the point. Let's go ahead and keep moving. 4K UHD, you kind of can read a little bit here, but you can see it's something written. It's probably font, something written, but you cannot read the says corrupt, and especially in that blue, it's maybe blue is not a font, but white, you can see it's kind of font. As again, texture, this rough metal, which is nice. It's kind of here, but not so sharp, not so rough. It's kind of confusing if this is metal or not. Kind of you can recognize on the 4K it's still a metal, but it's kind of hard. Okay. Next, writing. Writing on the boxes. Oh my god, 4K HD, there is nothing. I cannot see anything. Let me move. Let me move this guy right here. And yeah, there is no writing, there is no text. 1600%, where is the text? None. There is not even a font. You cannot see the font. It's supposed to be a boxes here, remember? With writing on it that I was reading. Nothing. Completely nothing. In a 4K HD, so 1080p will be even horrible. On the text, I cannot read. I remember it was saying something here. I cannot read it in 4K HD. Nothing but license plate over here is still readable, but over here not readable. The signs, it used to be readable. Next, still some details here. Some scratches. Over here also some scratches, but less sharp. You can see it's kind of blurred out already, but still not bad. Alright, so a newspaper. Under this 1600%, yes, it's saying the Sunday news, I believe. Yeah, and the monster. You can still see it, 1600%. Let me zoom out. Oops. Let me zoom out and let me see how it's going to lookish. Oops. Like this. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's still scratched. And what about the taxi? Let me zoom in. Just to the screen of the game window. Not 1600% first. On the 1600% we can see everything. Okay, but to the size of the screen, I'm just curious without the zoom in. But if you can zoom in and you can see the pixels, pretty much it's showing the pixels. But just to see, it's an extra argument, just in case. Just the size of the screen is probably going to be like supposed to be like 400%, I believe. If the screen is 16K UHD, but 400% will be 4K UHD, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, look like I'm not mistaken. This is 400%. This is our screen right here. Yep. As you can see, right, guys? And you can read it. So it doesn't matter. If you can read it under the zoom, you can read it. So you will be able 4K UHD at this distance read this, and the textures here is nice. And this over here and as well as over here is also nice. Scratch and stuff. What about over here? Can we read it? At 1600%. That's what we care about. And Manhattan kind of almost unreadable. But yeah, you can see Manhattan. Okay, orange line south, line kind of hard to read. Blue line west, green line, and then what? Not sure. Red line central. But over here it's kind of hard. So I think it's east, green light east probably, but kind of hard to read. Anything else is not so bad at the closest distance, but when the distance is out, we're losing those details completely washed out. So this is 4K UHD, and this is not even, guys. This is not even 1080p. This is not even 1080p. For those who's curious, the FPS and GPU load while I'm in the focus. 100% fan rotation, you cannot see the whole deal, but you can see the overall CPU utilization, almost 40%. So the higher video resolution, the less CPU utilization, but the more GPU utilization, because GPU is doing all the heavy computing processes on the GPU, and the video card, while CPU does just a little bit because GPU is much more busier, and CPU calls and GPU calls are faster while running less video resolution, but while running much higher video resolution, it's less calls on CPU and GPUs, because GPU is doing some computing first. That's why it's less in time window. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. As again, most likely it's not 8 gigabytes under 4K UHD, just because it didn't refresh the video RAM garbage collector, but FPS about to be right at this area, 208. Okay, let's go ahead and switch, guys, to 1080p. So we see that most likely the game probably could crash on us, but if it's going to crash, I'm going to reload one more time. 1080p. And this is, as again, this is at high visual preset, the minimum visual preset, even if it says high, but it's the minimum visual preset. The ultra will be the highest visual preset. Okay, it's crashed. It's kind of frozen. We're gonna close it, and I'm gonna get to that point again. Okay, let me load it up again. That's why, guys, UHDking, because I was the first YouTuber at resolution 15360 by 8640 pixels, or 132.7 megapixels, rendered in real time per every single frame. In 2016, over this YouTube channel, before the Linus Media Group did, even if he claimed he was the first, but he tested the games that I tested, so he copied me, but never gave me any credits, unfortunately. So he's not fair and not truthful, not honest. The Linus Media Group, the Linus 1080p high visual preset. Let's go ahead and load up. Okay, and I'm gonna resume. Okay, guys, that coffee is cold now. Let me go ahead and run.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low.
Where's the
Right
FPS?
on my nose.
Roger that.
Let
Stay
me
on it.
bring the window so you can see the FPS actually. As you can see, I was running the maximum possible font, otherwise it's not displayable. Alright. But you cannot see, this is unfair, I know. Let me reload it, and let me zoom in first, and I'm gonna reload the level. So you're gonna see the FPS at 1080p for those who's curious. Relation to the GPU of the flagship of the Turing GPU architecture by Nvidia and Intel Gen 9, Generation 9 series CPU and GPU in combination 1080p. I'm gonna bring it, guys. So 1080p under 16K UHD should be 800% if I'm not mistaken, right? Where's the window first? They put here, yeah, 800% magnifier, because it's twice width and height is 1080p from 4K. 4K was 400%, so it should be 800%. Well, yep, it is 800%. Mathematics is the key on the planet Earth, as again, guys, just like Elon Musk saying. I agree with him. And you want to learn a couple of computer languages, 3 as minimum, I advise you. And the good thing will be C#, JavaScript, then learn Java. Java is like C#, it's going to be easy. And then Python instead of C++. If you're gonna learn C# or Java, you can learn Java or C#, because they're kind of almost identical. It's still loading, guys. Even if it's not displaying under the zoom, it's still loading it. Keep that in mind. Okay. So from 200 FPS we went to 249 to 50, only 50 FPS. So from 4K UHD, we went only 50 FPS, and the reason why, I believe, because the CPU utilization. Let me bring back into the focus.
Oversight 6 and 7.
Prophet,
As you can see, CPU utilization almost 40%.
must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right?
70 FPS max. 70 FPS max from 200. It was 204K UHD. Right now 1080p 270. 70 FPS, and I believe it's just because not enough instruction per clock on the CPU. Because the GPU utilization, keep your eye at GPU utilization.
This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this.
It's not even
Go get samples from
70%.
the crash and
Yeah,
get them to me here
supposed to
at the
be
lab.
around
This could be our best shot at rolling back the smooth
400,
maybe a whole
380,
invasion
something
even.
like that. But just because the utilization, as you saw, was below 60%, so we were wasting over 40% of our Nvidia Turing CUDA cores that doing the 3D rasterization and Nvidia GPU and Nvidia video cards in 3D games in real time, using all kind of different APIs through the CUDA cores. AI just helping, and ray tracing cores. AI is the tensor cores doing the AI. 576 on Titan RTX, as you saw, and ray tracing cores, which is RT cores, doing the ray tracing capabilities, and CUDA cores doing the 3D rasterization, the final 3D rasterization. Anyways, let's go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and do the maximum 1600% zoom. As you can see, details is so blurred out, and this 1600% is so blurred out, and you cannot even see what happened there. Okay, without the details at 1080p. Next will be the boxes, but I can probably already can tell. But let's go ahead and have a look. This is going to be the boxes. Boxes were right here, right there. Let's have a look. 16%, nothing. Those, we cannot even see this as the boxes. There is something there behind the fans, and there you cannot see there is something written. Then the stickers on the taxi, it's nothing, it's empty. There's not even writing here. It's look like a sticker here, damage. You cannot read the license plate. You'll be able at 4K UHD and perfectly at 16K. Okay, then this one at this distance kind of scratch, but remember it was more scratches, more damages on this primitive right here. 3D primitive, 3D model, 3D object, whatever you want to call it. And 3D geometry, it depends to the game engine again, 3D rendering API. And less scratches over here, but still some scratches, but less scratches, and kind of washed out, kind of blurred out without the sharpness. Newspapers, let's go at 1600%, you cannot read it. Nothing, forget about it. Okay, but without the zoom, what about without the zoom? Oh, sorry, I forgot. What about not without the zoom, but with the 800%, which is the perfect screen? Yeah, this object is almost as 16K UHD because it's kind of close, and it's kind of it was probably, it was 512 pixels by 512 pixels maximum as a texture, and this guy, this little guy, is just a little 3D object. But here a little bit scratches, but not a lot of scratches, and kind of blurred out. It was much detailed under the 8K UHD for sure, and 16K UHD this was just alive here. Scratches, all the things. Scratches was over here as well. Okay, next. Oh, can we read text fair at 800%, which is 100% should be, if this would be 1080p, you cannot read what it says, the prices, as you can see. You can see the text fair, the big font size, but anything else is blurred out. Same thing here, text fair, but everything else is blurred out. Can we read the what it says under 1600%? But let me zoom in 1600% on text fair, just for those who's curious if it's readable at all. Okay, I don't think it will be readable, but yeah, it's not readable. As you know, 250, as we already saw it before, I can assume 250, but it's kind of hard to see, but I cannot read what it says here. Okay, next, over here, that the government website, it's kind of, we can see it's a government website, but you cannot read the subway, the metro poster at all. Okay, so this is the beneficial factors, guys, and this is the high visuals, the minimum visuals. But in Crysis2 PC game, original game, as I'm running the classic game of Crysis2, this as again not remaster version, it's pretty much doesn't matter high or ultra. The difference will be only in tessellation and the parallax mapping. Okay, tessellation will be through the textures. It's implementing some level of details on the 3D primitives, additional polygons, additional triangles, and I was using a little bit higher texture resolution, and it is applied here. This was released in the end of 2011. Only with DirectX 11 API video cards they're supporting the tessellation and the high resolution textures. Okay. As again, the remaster will be a little bit better, and I'm going to record the remaster for you. Remaster supports the DLSS. As again, DSR is not DLSS. DSR is not the upscale. DSR that I'm using today, the DSR is forcing that native resolution. And it's not even legacy. It didn't recognize it as DSR. But DLSS is upscale. Upscale losing the quality, but however, Nvidia make it a little bit better now while using artificial intelligence. And it's a little bit better than the old school classic, the legacy DLSS, the version 1. The version 3 is amazing, and version 3.5. Version 4 will be almost, they're going to nail it through the AI. That's what I'm believing. And DLSS or DSR is also legacy on the Maxwell GPU architecture, Turing GPU architecture, and Pascal GPU architecture. But on the Ampere GPU architecture and Ada GPU architecture, DSR is called just without the legacy, and it's already using also a little bit of artificial intelligence, but it's replacing few of the pixels or few of the frames out of a lot of frames, and it's blending perfectly, and it's kind of hard to see. It's almost good as native. But DSR is again not upscale. Upscale is where you're losing the quality. DSR is downscale. It's rendering natively in that, and then downscale and outputting to your screen. All right. But it doesn't reflecting in terms of the FPS, and it's using some legacy. It's using higher FPS because it's going to utilize a little bit of AI in DSR versus DSR legacy. While DSR legacy, they're only supporting on Turing, Maxwell, and Pascal, and regular DSR with the AI is not supporting on the Turing, on the first generation of the RTX video cards, such as RTX 20 series, such as Turing GPU architecture, such as Titan RTX video card by Nvidia. Alright, so this one was passed to you guys. You saw it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna just record few more extras. I'm going to restart this level, and let me bring to 1600%. You saw the FPS at the high. Let me bring to, actually I probably should bring to a full screen now. We don't need to have magnifier. Let me bring to a full screen. Let me close the magnifier, and I'm gonna bring to a full screen, guys. And I'm gonna do real quick. I'm just going to run. This is the full screen 1080p. I'm just going to restart the game at 1080p and 4K UHD and 8K UHD, and as well as 16K UHD, just to run as to finalize the benchmark. And I will try to use different specs. Okay, especially when we're talking 16K UHD, I will try the very high. But we'll see what will be the thing over there. But this is the high. Let me go ahead and full screen. I'm going to just restart it, and I'm going to just real quick run it just to show you what is the difference. This is going to be 1080p, pretty much going to be limited by the CPU. It's bottleneck through the CPU because not enough instruction per clock, as you already know. Newer generation of CPU will show higher FPS, and GPU utilization 38% right here. This is horrible. That means that 60% of the GPU cores are wasted of the CUDA cores. 200 FPS. FPS the same as 4K. 4K was showing the higher FPS. Do that, we are not even utilizing half of our Titan RTX CUDA cores. Not even 2300 CUDA cores is utilized right now. That's why 4K UHD showing higher FPS. Hopefully this makes sense.
Target locked. Missile away. Confirmed missile hit. He's going in hard.
So this test will be over. Right now I'm going to switch to ultra high, which is ultra. We're gonna run it again, and then we're gonna do
Oversight 6
the
and
same
7,
thing
I
with the
have your
4K,
kill confirmed.
8K,
Hold
and
station.
hopefully
We're
16K
coming in.
UHD.
Prophet, you see that? You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are.
Yeah,
You
we see
realize
that,
what this means, right?
and as again, your Crysis 2 will be lock FPS to 65 FPS, and if you're trying to benchmark it and unlock it, please watch my video, Crysis 2 Unlocked FPS. Google it and by UHDking, and or watch it in a playlist of the game fixes under the UHDking.com, my project. So, alright, so this part is covered, as again, it was high, and high completely under the menu. I'm going to go ahead and put the ultra now, the maximum visuals 1080p. Utilization on GPU
This
will
is our
be different
chance.
now, which is nice. This is exactly what we want to do. We want to have utilize our GPU at 99, 100%. 100% is excellent, amazing, brilliant. But CPU utilization, you want to keep below 90%. If it's going to be 90% and above, there's a possibility is not enough threads to run, and you're not going to receive the FPS even of your native CPU, because CPU that if it's going to be loaded over 90% on overall cores, as you can see I included the overall cores for you. If it's over 90%, that means that not enough threads. You got to add at least 2 more threads just to make sure that you're going to cover and show the native FPS without showing decreased FPS because not enough threads to run the processes and communication CPU to GPU. Alright, let's go ahead and run it again. This is the Ultra Visual preset 1080p. You saw at high, which is the minimum visual, but as again for Crysis 2 it doesn't matter, but in terms which part is rendered on GPU and which one on CPU, it matters, as you saw, and it also depends on the resolution while running Cryengine 3.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Okay, FPS almost has 4K, but utilization, I just saw 66, but then it went below 60. Yeah, utilization is kind of low. Because as again, bottleneck through the CPU, not enough instruction per clock. It's not the threads, but instruction per clock. The newer generation CPUs with the higher instruction per clock at the same frequency will show more instruction per clock, will push more bandwidth, more data per second.
He's going in hard.
See, it doesn't matter at ultra versus
Oversight 6 and 7,
the high,
I have
but
your kill confirmed.
I don't want to
Hold
go into the
station.
window
We're coming
mode.
in.
I probably should. Let me real quick show it for those
You see
naysayers,
that?
but
You see that? Must have gone down
let me
less than
bring
a
to
block from
windowed
where you
mode for
are.
the last time. I
You
just
do
want to zoom in to
realize
show you
what
there
this
is
means, right?
not a difference
This is our chance.
between the ultra and high when running 1080p. See that? So 800% will be like you watching it, and 1600% there is no sign on the boxes. You cannot even read what's going on here. There's on this side of the door it was some writing, and you can see it perfectly under the 16K UHD video resolution test that I did before 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes already. Alright, so this part is done. We're going to switch now to 4K video resolution. Okay, and I'm gonna reboot. I'm going to just reboot the game. So it's gonna clean the garbage collector. So I'm gonna start with the high and then ultra. I'm gonna start with the low to maximum visual. So even if the garbage collector is not functional correctly, you know, with the maximum, from starting with low and then switching to maximum visuals, it's not going to load the video RAM as at maximum and then switching to the lowest. So I rebooted the game just to clean the garbage collector, just in case. As again, in the background, this is exactly the system that I'm running today, representing the system. Corsair H150i 360mm radiator with 3 Corsair fans.
Achieved with Cryengine 3.
And I'm gonna bring it to the full screen. I'm going to show you the full screen, of course. Let's go ahead and do that. Full screen 4K UHD. As again, you can load 64 screens of 1080p, which is 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels on a 16K UHD to create 16K UHD array. This is crazy, guys. Or 16 of 4K UHD screens to make 16K UHD array. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyways, high under DirectX 11. I'm not gonna test DirectX 9 because it doesn't matter. In this case, we learned that DirectX 11 API faster than DirectX 9 API. I did couple benchmarks previously. This is what we learned so far. I did it in Unigine Heaven. I tested DirectX 9, DirectX 11, and OpenGL. I did Serious Sam 4 and Serious Sam 3 and Serious Sam Mayhem. Go ahead and check it out over UHDking. While DirectX 11 is faster than Vulkan API and faster than OpenGL and faster than DirectX 9 API, while DirectX 12 API utilizing more resources than DirectX 11 API. So DirectX 11 API is actually the best, but
Roger that. Stay on
let
him.
me
Bring him down.
clean the averages. But DirectX 12 API has extension for the ray tracing, and everything else will be the same. And it also has built-in multiple GPU capabilities, but developers are not using it. Not only multiple GPU capabilities of the same video cards, but from a different companies such as AMD, Radeons, and Nvidia GeForces can work together as multiple GPUs under DirectX 12 API. But developers doesn't want to invest their time towards that and develop the proper game engine that can utilize that and save money for the gamers and users.
Hold station. We're coming in.
Prophet, you see that?
4K UHD, much
See
better
that?
as you can see.
Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance.
Okay, we already tested that. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna switch to Ultra and we're gonna test the Ultra. It's still recording. I can see that icon at the bottom right corner. When I'm testing 16K UHD, it's just such a small icon. Unbelievable. So and you saw my Steam window. It was just a smaller on the 16K UHD, like crazy small. So let's go ahead and load it up again. 4K UHD at Ultra Visual preset. Titan RTX will have no issue all the way until 16K UHD. I'm gonna test 12K as well, guys. Actually, I'm gonna test 5K, 6K, 7K as a bonus. 8K, 10K, 12K, two different 12Ks and 16K. Let's go ahead and do that. Why not, right? To underline completely as a proper benchmark. So this is, guys, Ultra 4K UHD looking great, by the way. Price is still looking great.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Like a fine wine. Wow, 100 FPS average, maxed out 4K UHD in Crysis 2. Not bad for a single Titan RTX and utilization on the video card 98%, so almost perfect. 2% wasted or idling of the CUDA cores, but I would say it's almost perfect. It's just wasting because, as again, not enough instruction per clock,
Hold station. We're coming in.
but 10th generation Intel CPU will load it up at 99% in 4K
Must
UHD.
have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize
This game
what
is still
means, right?
on the
This is our
visual
chance. This is it.
and
Forget
graphics
extraction.
on a very high level, as you
Jump
can
on
see,
this.
base and GPU
Go get
utilization
samples
as
from the
well.
crash. Get them to me here at
Alright, so we test that. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna switch to 8K but I promise you to do some more, some extra. So I'm gonna do the 5K at ultra. I'm not gonna show you. I'm just gonna run it quick. Or actually, let me go ahead and real quick, guys. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna do 5K high, ultra 6K, which is Apple. Oh, look at this. It doesn't understand that. Hopefully, it's not gonna. Jesus. Totally messed up at the full screen. Let me close the game. I can use the quit command. Okay, it's messed up a little bit. That 5K, because it's not 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. I played with the same aspect ratio, so it's kind of disorganized my desktop. But I'm gonna show you 5K, hopefully high and ultra, 6K, which is the Apple 6K high and ultra, then 7K, which is the 7K by the Red company, Red Cinema, and doing those cameras is going to be there, 7K, then 8K, then 10K, then 12K Apple, which hopefully they're going to release, and 12K with the 3 8K screens in vertical mode, and then 16K. So everything will be covered, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. This is the bonus right now. All the resolution on Titan RTX and Crysis 2 is covered on a single video card. And this video will be like 2 hours, but it's going to be worth it completely.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Okay, this is the 5K. 2880p, 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio, high visual preset. The FPS is almost as 4K HD at ultra though.
Firing. Lighting him up.
So 117, 120. Please watch this video in 4K HD as again, and I'm gonna make the display information system larger. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm apologizing. It's a little bit too small. Let me make some sense while increasing the font.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
I'm just gonna increase, guys, like that, and then I'm gonna increase it again. Maybe too much. Something like that. So you're gonna see what's going on. Maybe a little bit smaller than this, if I can. No, I can't. So this is too small. Actually, I can. You're gonna see this guy at full screen. You're gonna see what's going on. So let me bring the window back and full screen, and we're gonna do the ultra now.
This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this.
It's looking great, guys. 5K looking great. This game is amazing. This is the biggest PC or any games revolution on any device, on PC, on any device, after the Quake and Doom. They brought so much in Crysis 1. Not Crysis 2, but in Crysis 1. In Crysis 2, they cut some stuff from Crysis 1 based on licensing, and a little bit cut some more in Crysis 3. That's why Crysis 3 was impressive, but wasn't too much impressive because they was creating in-house a lot of effects. And we wrote a little bit of engine. It was the latest version of Cryengine 3. More advanced Cryengine 3 than in Crysis 2 while using it in Crysis 3. And Cryengine 5, which is right now called Cryengine, remove all the great goodies and you can use it. But they have a bunch of mess, doesn't support the mobile devices, so total mess. Crytek company could dominate the industry completely, but it did. Something happened. 2011 or even 2007, the Crysis 1 multiplayer was like mind-blowing. There's no other games that was even closer than that. With the nanosuit, you switch into a cloak mode, which is invisible. It was unbelievable. And you can play it online. And Crysis 2 was unbelievable, mind-blowing. I don't know what happened to them. 60 FPS, guys. 5K at ultra. On the Turing GPU architecture flagship video card by Nvidia.
We're coming in.
60 FPS average.
You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this.
Well, 1-2 FPS while recording. Okay, so this part is done. So 5K video resolution is done. I'm going to create a video, guys, timing for you. Go ahead and watch that if you're curious. So, okay, this one is done. I decided to do the high and ultra. This is an extra bonus, so your like is a must. This will be the Apple resolution. This is total Apple resolution right here. Actually, no, this is 6K. I'm going to test this. This is not Apple. This is the 6K, but this is going to be the 4K UHD screens in vertical mode. I'm going to show you 8K. I showed you already in vertical mode, and this is going to be 4K UHD in vertical mode. We're going to test that, and then I'm going to show you the Apple. No, this is going to be the 7K, but by the Red Cinema. I don't have the 6K by Apple. Let's go ahead and have a look at 4K UHD in vertical mode. A lot of people will be running like this in 2024. They're gonna get rid of this 1080p and 1440p nonsense, trust me. So let me go ahead and accept that. So this is not going to be 16 divided by 9 aspect ratio. This is going to be weird. Hopefully it's still recording, because I'm playing with all kind of different crazy resolutions. We're going to go ahead and reboot, and I'm going to show you high and ultra. I'm just curious what time it is right now. The video probably 2 hours long. It's again November 30th, 2023. Just hit it. November 30th, 2023. Before we're gonna wrap up with 2023, the year of 2023. 16K video resolution in Crysis 2, world's record, but was available in 2018, but I was so busy benchmarking and showing the gameplays in 16K UHD video resolution in all kind of different games. But right now it's a Crysis. Yep, it's still recording. I can see the icon at the right bottom corner. So 6K, which is a 4K UHD in vertical mode, high visual preset, which is the minimum visual preset. But as again, for Crysis, it almost doesn't matter. Only at ultra there is a tessellation. Some more triangles on a level load up per frame. Okay, wow. It's running great. 100 FPS. At high though. This is 4K UHDs in vertical mode, guys. This is going to be a legendary video, guys. Don't forget to share with your friends. As again, thumbs up, subscribe, and donate if you can, guys. Buy me coffee, couple coffees. I've wasted so much time on benchmarks, and but at least I'm showing you the future. You're aware of the future, and real future, not like one of those high schoolers vacation. Just for that, donate is a must. So you saw the FPS, guys, 76, above 60. But high visual preset, 6K video resolution made up out of the 4K UHD in vertical mode. Here we go. And that is again, it's single take. I'm not going to edit it. Believe me, it's still under high over there as well, because it's switching to ultra automatically after I'm switching. Motion blur is disabled, but it doesn't do any heavy processing. It's only going to blur it out for us. So apply that, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna quit that, and we're gonna rerun it again. Let me refresh the average FPS by the short key, and let's go ahead and run it. Okay, 37, 39. This powerhouse 16K UHD will be running at high with the two Titan RTX video cards in two-way SLI. About even a little bit higher FPS than it is right now. So 6K video resolution, guys, ultra visual preset, very low FPS though. But that's a single Titan RTX. The Crysis2 PC game, as again, supports Nvidia SLI. But there is some complication with that under this game though, which is not a good news. It's supported, but with the problems. Not in scalability, but problems in visibility throughout the game engine. Some shaders doesn't work correctly. It's flickering. See the installation under Ultra? So it's not the texture, it's not parallax mapping. It's in 3D mesh. The level of details.
This is it. Forget extraction.
Like a hype map.
Go get samples from the crash.
But this is on a mesh. This is not on the texture. With combination with the texture though.
Maybe the whole invasion even. But you better make it fast. Lockhart's.
Okay, it was beautiful. You saw the FPS about 35, 37 while recording. Not 40. Almost 40. And Titan RTX is overclocked, so it's going to be 30 without the overclock. Keep that in mind. So it was 6K at Ultra. Time to move on. 7K. This is 7K but red cinema cameras. Okay. Those reds, this is their format. 7K. They call it 7K. And I'm testing it. And I think it's going to be a monitors in the future. In the end of 2024. In this 7K resolution. 7K UHD by red cinema. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just reboot the game. We're gonna start it again just to refresh the video RAM garbage collector, just to receive the correct data, because as again, this extra bonus should be valuable, correct, and this is exactly what I'm trying to achieve here. And I'm already so sleepy, guys, so don't forget to smash that like button. Everything is for you guys.
With Cryengine 3.
And sent to Linus Media Group and to Linus, who was the first 16K UHD gamer. Pointed out to my video benchmarks in 16K video resolution, Half-Life 2 and stuff that he did it. That I benched before of him about 3 months before he created the video, and he stated that he was the first. I was emulating an 8K UHD. It was prototype smart TV, but he actually connected all the screens to make it happen. But as again, my emulation was excellent because it was as good as native, plus minus 1 FPS. So. $7K red cinema at high visual preset. I'm gonna enable that. DirectX 11 API. Everything is ready. Guys, I cannot wait to place my hands on RTX 3090 Ti. Maybe try them NSLI, but I need to have your support. You're not supporting me, and YouTube hates me. The whole YouTube team, because I have over 200 terabytes data on their servers, and I'm not broadcasting as a radio whatever they want me to broadcast, like book theories and such, fake news. I don't do stuff like that.
Firing. Lighting them up.
I'm Ukrainian with the good morals, okay? And for the Ukraine in Russia-Ukrainian war, of course, this video is now not gonna get good views, but I'm looking to have your support, guys. Your support is a must. Don't leave me on the road. Beautiful.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill
Reminds me of the
confirmed.
Ukraine
Hold
and
station.
9/11
Coming
in New
in.
York.
Prophet,
But the game was
see
after
that?
9/11, so that's
You
why they
see
sold a
that?
lot of copies.
Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this. Go get samples from the crash. Get them to me here at the lab.
Okay, guys, you will be able to run this with the same FPS on the Apple M4 chip in the end of 2024, beginning of 2025. 4K UHD with Windows 12 on the iOS device with the M4 chip. iOS with the M4 computer, laptop, or device, even the mobile device. Keep that in mind. Or Apple A17 chip will deliver at 4K UHD, same FPS. Remember, but we're gonna test it over the UHDking. That's why some of the games I'm testing in Windows Mode as well. This is one of the reasons, as I explained to you. Excellent. Ultra Visual preset, 7K video resolution by Red Cinema standards. Okay, let's go ahead and bench it again. Now Ultra Visual preset. Now it's going to start struggling. You want to keep your eye on video RAM utilization, guys, because the data is correct. I'm refreshing the video garbage. It's nice to refresh after every single preset, but just because I'm starting the preset with the low to high makes sense. Most likely, maybe
Roger that. Stay
we're going
on
to
her.
be
Bring 'em
incorrect
down.
by about, I don't know, on the video RAM maybe by 1 gigabyte. If you're testing through low to high, not through high to low. High to low, you gotta reboot. As we already learned that hard way. 30 FPS, above 30 FPS. 7K. Ultra Visual preset. With the maximum overclock on the Titan RTX. That's beautiful. And now you can see at 7K,
Hold station. We're coming in.
this is where the particles
See that?
having the
See that?
issue, start
Must have
having
gone down
issue
less than a
before
block
8K
from where you
UHD.
are. You do realize
And this is the particles having issue in the Crysis2 Classic game before the 8K UHD under the Ultra Visual preset and under the Extreme Visual preset, but has no issue under very high or high. Okay, above 8K UHD is going to have an issue a little bit over on the very high, but issue on the Extreme and Ultra. Okay, in the Crysis2 Classic, but Crysis2 Remaster fixed that. I believe they use some bad strategies while creating the particles throughout the Cryengine 3 game engine itself. As a software developer, this is what I'm thinking. As a game developer, anyways, you saw the FPS, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, and this was for your like, of course, and for anything else, we're gonna do the Ultra. You saw the actually. Let's start with the high, but you saw 8K at high already. We're gonna do 8K at high, and of course I'm gonna reboot the whole deal real quick. But you're gonna see 8K at high. You're not gonna see that particles issue, but 8K at ultra, you're gonna see exactly as I'm talking about. You saw it a little bit at this 7K video resolution by Red Cinema, a little bit, but not that much. Right now, you're gonna see a lot, okay? I probably should increase the FPS thing. Let me go ahead and do it. Actually, the counter, the display, so you're gonna see
Cryengine 3.
whatever I programmed to collect the data from a video card. So you're gonna see it way better, and actually I can make it larger. Like that. Alright guys, as again I'm skipping because it doesn't work. Their servers doesn't work, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and have a look. 8K at high, you already know what's going on, but just a reminder. And let's go ahead and bring it to full screen. Let's bring it to the full screen, just a reminder. 78 FPS, not bad at all. Single Titan RTX, this is a great thing. If you would tell me
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
almost 12 gigabytes, that's correct. 12 gigabytes will be at Ultra. A little bit over 12, almost 13. Crazy FPS, guys. Started with 75, lowered it to like 45. I saw this minimum. About around 60 FPS, 8K at high.
Missile away.
Two Titan RTXs will be showing 100.
Confirmed missile hit. He's going in hard.
So as you can see at high, there is no problem with the particles of the blows.
I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
But it's going to be a problem at Ultra
You see that? You see
when
that?
the building blow up. You're gonna see the particles will be cut off. So 60 FPS, not bad at all.
You do realize what this means, right? This is
As average, but we saw 75 as against 60 will be when the heavy scene, and 75 when the scene is not heavy. And now, sorry, I got some water, some coffee into my throat while I was talking. Now we're gonna do at Ultra.
our chance.
Now we're gonna do that crazy 8K maxed out, and it's looking great, guys. It's looking great. For such an old game, 2011, it's such a still great. 8K at Ultra is just right on. Guys, this video is already over 2 hours. Wow.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Alright.
Roger that.
So,
Stay on him. Bring him down.
30 FPS, below 30 FPS. Heavy scenes below 30 FPS, but above 20. Ultra visual preset. Oh, that's Kukununu. Check it out. See the particles break up? Just like I told you. And you're gonna see it a lot on the blow up.
Lighting him up.
It's like that sphere particles is not sphere. Should be more tessellated.
Missile away.
And it comes with the resolution, as you saw in this particular game, Crysis 2 Plus 8, above 6K video resolution. See, like half of the particles in the half middle screen was
I have your kill
cut up.
confirmed. Hold station.
This
We're
at
coming in.
8K UHD at Ultra and Extreme.
You see that?
But very high is not like that,
See
and
that?
high not like that.
Must have gone down less than a block from where you are.
Okay,
You do
24,
realize what this means, right?
23 FPS
This is our
is
chance.
minimum kinda,
This is it.
so, but above
Forget
20.
extraction.
It's
We'll
kinda
have to
playable
jump
but
on
not
this.
comfortable.
Go
But
get
playable for the Intel integrated GPUs folks out there. Okay. Next we're gonna, sorry guys, I was checking out the time. Wow, the time is crazy. This video is already over 2 hours. Next I'm gonna show you, what do you want to see? Do you want to see the, yeah, let me show you this 10K. I was showing you this 10K a lot. Let me show you this 10K. Let me show you at Ultra this as well, 10K, just just to underline, I'm gonna show you every single resolution, guys, as an extra bonus. So don't forget to smash that like button. I just gotta speed it up because it's going to be just a bonus, almost an hour. Hopefully, I still have the space while recording this on a SSD M.2. I'm recording it on M.2 on a Thunderlight, sorry, 5 gigabits per second external enclosure. Okay, so this is going to be 10K video resolution, full screen, high visual preset. I gotta reboot, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's 10K, kind of weird at 10K. I never tested in such a 10K, but some people do test this at 10K, and let me go ahead and record it. So this is going to be the data provided by UHDking. Guys, don't forget to provide any credits to me and use this video to create your statements, because as you can see, I provided a lot of facts, and truly facts, guys. I verified them. Today I spent almost 1 hour studying everything while recording this 16K UHD video record, world's record. And this is indeed Crysis2 classic PC game in 16K UHD as the world's record, and a lot of bonuses attached to it. So just this is how I love you guys, and not as short as possible just to monetize and create money. So I need to have your support. I need to have your support and a lot of information shared. So 10K, which is 5760, kind of weird, high specs. So minimum visual preset first. Even it's called high, should be not minimum, but German developers trick us out a little bit. They didn't do it right in this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look. 45, not bad. Above 40, 36, 37 now. It's heavy. A lot of 3D primitives, a lot of shaders, a lot of GPU computing, a lot of particles. As you can see, some particles cut off even at high, right now at 10K. Some, see like that in the ship, there is a spherish emptiness was in the particles. As again, they didn't use the proper approach in the Cryengine 3 in terms of the particles. But this applies only to a Crysis2 Classic, Crysis2 Remastered, as again that using the Cryengine 5th or just Cryengine. So many generation above. See the particles sometimes? Not showing correctly. But above 30 FPS, nice. But high preset, but 10K video resolution. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and switch to Ultra, and we're gonna test it again. Hopefully it's still recording. Guys, when it's gonna cut off, it's going to cut off. And when it's gonna cut off, it's going to cut off. I run out of the space. But Ultra Visual Preset, I'm recording a 2TB SSD M.2. I decided to record an M.2 at 5 gigabits per second as minimum, an external enclosure that's cooled down. And this is all what you need actually for even 8K UHD recording at 150 megabit per second. It's more than enough. 5 gigabit per second. I think 5 gigabit per second will be high visual quality for 16K UHD video codec, and 10 gigabit per second will be maximum quality for 16K video resolution, though 132.7 megapixels that they probably going to introduce in 2027, 2028 as a video codec, encoder and decoder. But I don't think it's going to use the CPU though. I think it's going to use the GPU and artificial intelligence as a booster. Whoever will create it will be a millionaire. Not a millionaire, but billionaire, I think, for sure. Who knows, maybe I'm going to the software developer that's going to create 16K UHD video encoder that's going to encode and decode while using the GPU and the artificial intelligence and doing very quickly. Check it out. You're gonna see at Ultra it's gonna be in a half. You're gonna see it's gonna break.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill
The
confirmed.
particles.
Hold station. We're coming in.
Nope, it's not.
Prophet,
But
you
it
see that?
didn't show
You
that.
see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what
Actually,
this means, right?
it was not bad. It was not bad. So you saw the FPS. It was not so bad. Ultra preset. So this 10K crazy. Let's do another 10K, which I was running in this resolution. Couple benchmarks on 4 Titan X Maxwell's GPU architecture by Nvidia in 4-way SLI as well. I was running a couple of games, so I'm gonna go ahead and test it just in case. A lot of flickering. I better reboot the game. That's what we're gonna do. So guys, whatever is going to turn off, it means that I ran out of the hard disk space, and the Google gonna hate me, the YouTube, because that means that I have like 100 gigabytes left on this SSD.M.2. That means the video is a little bit over 100 gigabytes. But it's recording in 8K UHD at 150 megabit per second. Beautiful visuals, by the way. Noiseless and beautiful visuals, so you can take a screenshots. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look, guys. So what's going on here? Let's see. Okay, alright, this is exactly what we want. And yeah, let's go ahead and have a look. So another 10K, which is more popular throughout the gamers, but then 10K is incorrect 10K, but a lot of gamers also using it. I saw some benchmark in 10K. Most likely they were inspired by my 16K UHD video resolution, and they don't know how to do that because it requires a lot of skills, money, experience to be able to run. $60K UHD, guys. Even as emulation, it requires software developer skills, as programmer, PC hardware enthusiast skills, senior system engineer. It's required a lot of people to achieve something like that. Let's go ahead and have a look at the particles. It's going to be not bad, but this is the high.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your
At
kill
high it's not
confirmed.
bad, but at
Hold
ultra you're gonna
station.
see
We're
half
coming
will be cut off and half of the
Prophet,
screen.
You see that? You see that? Must have gone down less
Yep,
than a
we
block
see
from where
that.
you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget.
Okay, ultra. Let's go ahead and have a look, guys, shall we? Oh, it's beautiful, and
Extraction.
unfortunately we're gonna quit and rebench it. Look at this, almost 19 gigabytes of video RAM utilization I just saw at ultra. Let's go ahead and have a look actually how it's going to be. Yep, almost 19 gigabytes of video RAM utilization. 19,000, a little bit below 19,000 megabytes.
Oversight 1 is breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Roger that. Stay
It's
on.
already not comfortable to play. Crysis was designed 60 FPS, very comfortable, unbelievable comfortable. Wow, 9 FPS even. This is at 10K, to ultra though. Breaking particles everywhere, check it out. Pay your attention, guys. You're gonna see a lot of weird particles at ultra. Right now when blow up will happen, you're gonna see half of the screen particles will be cut off. I'm not sure how you can develop this, but
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold
Actually,
station.
this wasn't
Coming
that
in.
bad. This wasn't that
Rub it.
bad.
You
At
see
this
that?
resolution though.
You see that? Must have gone down less than a block
But
from where
as
you
again,
are.
this is improper
You do
way of
realize
programming
what this means,
when
right?
you're achieving something
This is
like
our
that.
chance.
That's for
This
sure.
is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this. Go.
Alright. So next will be, guys, you already know. I want to show you this resolution 6480. A lot of people using that, and we're gonna test that. I also use that just a few benchmarks in the different games, not in the Crysis. And okay, it's already complicated here. Something is complicated at this resolution at high. Let's go ahead and
Samples from the
quit that and we bench that. We initialize the game, the 3D surface under DirectX 11 API. This is how you call this process as a game developer. I learned that because I played a little bit with DirectX 11 API under the C# in 2011. Still recording, I still see that green button at the right bottom corner, a little one, but still there. We probably should increase. Next resolution, I'm going to increase the font size on the display information system. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a look. High visual preset, 12K video resolution, unusual, but some people are using that. Not like very unusual.
Oversight 1 is breaking low.
High visual preset, which is the minimal visual
Stay on
preset.
him. Bring him down.
Ah, I saw the particles breaking, but that's again. And right there,
Lighting him up.
even at high visual preset, in the center of the blow up, it was like empty circle.
Confirmed missile hit. He's
Because
going
again, you're gonna
hard.
see this after 6K video resolution, guys. When particles is going to sometimes act
Oversight
a little
6
bit
and 7,
weird
I have your kill
at
confirmed.
some angle.
Hold station. We're coming in.
I'm not sure what it is.
Rub it.
Incorrect
You see that?
way of
See
programming
that?
particles,
Must have
or
gone down less than a block from where you are.
the
You
whole
do
approach
realize
is
what this means, right?
weirdo.
This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction.
Alright. Okay. Guys, I'm not gonna test extreme and very high because you can take the minimum and maximum, you can figure out it's going to be in the middle. It's understandable, I guess. Let's go ahead and resume. We're approaching, then it's going to be 12K video resolution. Apple and 16K, but I don't think,
Oversight
hopefully the
1
game is not gonna
breaking
freeze.
low.
I'm gonna try very high at 16K first.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Pretty sure ultra is not possible under 16K in terms of the video RAM, and I don't want the whole deal freezing us, the whole computer, or blue screen because run out of the video RAM. Oh my god, almost 22,000 megabytes of the video RAM utilization. 22 gigabytes, almost. That's crazy. Slideshow. But beautiful slideshow. Everything is so sharp, beautiful.
Target locked. Missile away. Confirmed missile hit. He's going in hard.
Beautiful.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
Prophet,
My coffee is
you
cold,
see
guys.
that?
10
You see
FPS.
that?
Wow.
Must have gone down less than
Ultra
a
visual
block from where
preset
you
though.
are.
Beautiful
You
though.
do realize what this
Level of
means,
details
right?
is amazing.
This is our chance. This is it. Forget
Almost like
extraction. We
16K.
have to jump on this. Go get samples
And
from
even
the crash.
text right there.
Get them to
Check
me
it out.
here at the lab. This could be our best shot at rolling back the spore.
See,
Maybe the whole invasion even. But you better make it fast.
there is a sign. By
Walker's
that
going to
sign,
have
it's
cells
visible on
swarming
the
all
10K,
over
and
that
there
crash
is
site in nothing flat.
reading right there.
Watch
But
your ass,
kind of
Prophet.
hard. But if I'm gonna zoom in, you're gonna see it. Anyways, all right, we're done with that. Done with that. Let's go ahead and keep moving, guys. Let's keep moving. This was actually 12K video resolution, not 10K. This was on another level. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna go to high. I'm gonna apply that, and then I'm gonna apply the resolution. I'm afraid that it almost was frozen. Hopefully Windows is not gonna freeze. This is going to be 12K video resolution by Apple, which is the 6K UHD, which is the Apple Pro display screen. All right. Hopefully they're gonna release this in 2029. This is what I'm hoping. Please don't quit on us, because the last set of the resolution almost frozen. It was a black screen and I was afraid that it's going to freeze. Alright, we got it. Houston, we got it. We gotta reboot the whole game to refresh and clean the garbage collector. Clean all that video RAM and the garbage collector of the game engine of the Cryengine 3.4, I believe. 3.4 in Crysis 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, so much value was provided to you, like, oh my god. I better improve my display font. Wait a second. Display font should be larger, but it's not so bad yet.
Achieved with Cryengine 3.
We can improve by a little bit, make it larger by a little bit. Come on, and let's see. Let's just verify it. Is this the resolution that we want? 12K by Apple? Yep. And this what is recognized at the left up corner as well dynamically by the DirectX 11 API. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look. This is the high visual preset, which is the minimum visual preset. Alright, okay. 22,000 megabytes of our video RAM, which is 22 gigabytes.
Stay on him.
System RAM will never go above 14 gigabytes on the system RAM unless you're gonna overload your video RAM. So this is at least good thing that you learn some as well as an additional bonus. So system RAM utilization in Crysis2 Classic will be 14 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes. You're Gucci, you're golden.
Target locked. Missile away.
This is 12K UHD by Apple. Maybe they're gonna release that in 2029. I think they will. 2029, 2030.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
Oh, that's beautiful,
You see
guys.
that?
Great FPS
See
too.
that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction.
See the particles
We have to
breaking
jump
right
on
there?
this. Go get samples from the
It's like a
crash.
square
Get them
empty.
to me here at the
That's the
lab.
problem.
This could be our best.
And this is what this was under the high. Let's go ahead and have a look at. Oh, we can overload, guys. This 12K video resolution. I think we can overload. Let me try very high though. I don't want to overload everything. Otherwise, I'm gonna waste 2 hours over nothing, and I gotta record. So
Shot at rolling.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do very high. Okay, let's go ahead and test it at very high, 12K by Apple. Check it out. Okay, so from high we went to very high. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm just afraid that I'm going to overload my video RAM into the blue screen. And just because I'm not recording on an external computer or any external devices, I'm recording with Nvidia Shadowplay on the same computer, everything can crash. That's what I'm afraid.
Oversight 1 is breaking low.
30 FPS, that's great result.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Not bad. Video RAM still below 22 gigabytes.
Firing. Lighting them up.
Video RAM is Gucci.
Target locked. Missile away.
Probably should stay there.
Confirmed missile hit. He's going in hard.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
Prophet, you see that? You see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize what this means, right? This is our chance.
So as you can see, 12K video resolution has the problem with the particles. And right here, see that?
Have to jump on this.
Right there.
Go get samples from the crash. Get them
This
to
is
me here at the lab.
Crysis2 Classic.
This could be our best shot at rolling back the spore. Maybe the whole invasion even.
And it's even
You better make
before
it fast.
8K UHD,
Lockout's
but
going to
depends
have-
to the presets though. But after 8K UHD, it's a huge problem. So, wow, that was great. Let's go ahead and test the extreme, I guess. Can we hold this up in terms of the video RAM? Maybe, yeah, maybe not extreme. Maybe we can go all the way to ultra. Let me go ahead and do that. Or it's going to be too much. Please. Yeah, it's too much, guys. Nope, it's still nice. I think we still can do that at ultra. Let me go ahead and do the ultra. So you're lucky. You saw some additional benchmarks. Ultra 12K by Apple. 12K UHD. Unreleased resolution of 12K UHD by Apple. Hopefully they're gonna release that, which is 6K UHD Apple Pro display screen.
Oversight 1 is breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Beautiful, just beautiful, guys. Not to test it with the SLI. It's beautiful. It's going to be beautiful on 300 inches array. It's just going to be wow.
Firing. Lighting them up.
Target locked. Missile away.
10 FPS average though, but maximum visuals 12K UHD by Apple.
Oversight 6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station.
Every single
We're coming
pixel
in.
here, every single detail, and it's not even
Prophet,
16K
You see
UHD.
that? You see that?
It's not even
Must have gone
3
down less than a
8K
block from
UHD
where
in
you
vertical
are.
mode, but it's
You
beautiful.
do realize what this means, right? This is our chance. This is it. Forget extraction. We have to jump on this. Go get samples from the crash.
Okay. So this one is done. So let me lower the visuals a little bit. I'm gonna first do the high, and we're gonna apply that, and then resolution. You already know what the FPS, but we're gonna repeat it. 3 8K UHD screens in vertical mode. So this is a serious deal. This is going to be a 99 megapixels or 100 megapixels. It's like 99.3, something like that. That's a crazy stuff right here. And we're going to reboot that, and we're gonna retest that again. And I'm gonna bring up the Font size, if we can larger a little bit, I think we can. It's right here, like that. What time is it? I'm just curious. Wow, 4 o'clock, guys. 3 hours of recording. Wow.
Achieved with Cryengine 3.
Okay. This is craziness right here. So 12K with a 8K UHD in vertical mode, high visual preset. I'm so sleepy now. Falling asleep, but let's go ahead and have a look. We're almost there. Almost there. This extra additional bonus is just like golden information data. And if you're using that, make sure to give me a credits, guys. And it's real deal. The most important thing is real deal. It's looking beautiful. Look at the level of details. This is the wood right here. Right over here. Check it out. Bam. This wood, this is not metal, this is wood.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Roger that. Stay on him. Bring him down.
Firing. Lighting him up.
Almost 24,000 megabytes of video RAM utilization. System RAM utilization almost 16,000 megabytes. That's a clear sign we are floating some data from the video RAM into the system RAM to avoid the crash. So
Oversight
guys,
6 and 7, I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
look like I'm not gonna show
You
you
see that?
at
You
Ultra.
see that? Must have gone down less than a block from where you are. You do realize
Look how
what
small
this
that
means,
icon
right?
of the recording
This is our
icon at the
chance.
right
This is
bottom
it.
corner.
Forget
12K,
extraction.
12K
Have to
video
jump on
resolution.
this. Go get samples from the crash. Get them to me here
beautiful.
at the lab. This could be our best shot at rolling back
Look
the
how
spore.
details,
Maybe the whole
creation,
invasion
detail.
even. But you'd better make it fast. Lockhart's going to have cells swarming all.
So what's gonna happen? I will try this 12K with the Ultra, but we're not gonna try this 16K UHD with Ultra, that's for sure. It's already 24, see that? I even didn't switch that. Let me try and do the very high first. Solid 24
over that
gigs.
crash site in nothing flat. Watch your ass, Prophet.
We're like 400 megabytes away to crash. Let me try, instead of very high, let me try at extreme. Let's see the video RAM utilization. Almost crashed now. Lower it a little bit. I will try, guys, Ultra at 12K at this 8K UHD in vertical mode. We will try the Ultra. There's a possibility we can crash. And FPS is so low, the latency delay is so high. And MS stands for the milliseconds. It's a latency delay before every single frame is rendered throughout the whole pipeline. So over 100 milliseconds. That's crazy slow. Almost like a slideshow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bench it actually like this. 12K with the 8K UHD in vertical mode. Keep your eye at video RAM utilization and system RAM utilization. You already know 14 gigabytes is more than enough. Everything above 14 gigabytes is offload data from a system RAM, from a video RAM into the system RAM by the GPU. It's beautiful.
Oversight 1, he's breaking low.
Maybe 16K UHD at very high, guys. Maybe we're gonna try that. But forget about the ultra, that's for sure. Look at the level of particles in this resolution. And pixels. Pixel fill rate is crazy. A slideshow, you can see the particles breaking right there. There is no particles in between, and as again, it fixed in Crysis 2 remaster in 8K UHD even, but Crysis 2 Classic, the problem above 5K UHD. Hopefully developers will fix that, but I have some doubts. They never do, especially in the old games. But who knows, these German developers, maybe they're gonna fix that. With a junior developer to fix this particle issue, come on. But I think it should be a different approach in terms of the particles. It's related to the resolution, just like the time demo related to the FPS. Incorrect approach and incorrect solution as a software developers, game developers.
This is our chance.
We finished that, guys.
Forget extraction. We have
Before overloaded our video RAM and before seeing 24 gigs, we done it.
This could be our best shot at rolling back the spore. Maybe the whole invasion even. But you better make it fast. Lockhart's going to have cells swarming all over that crash site in nothing flat. Watch your ass, Prophet.
Reach the crash site and obtain xeno tissue extract for gold.
Okay. That was great. So, please, 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 don't crash on us. First, I'm gonna switch back to high. And then I'm gonna switch to 16K UHD. So high. $16K UHD, guys. Oh my goodness. Black screen. See the mouse cursor? Black screen again. I'm gonna accept. Yep, took it. Okay, 15 gigabytes on the video RAM, but system RAM almost 18,000 megabytes. This is a serious offload of data by the Nvidia driver, I believe. After it's sending a lot of data through the DirectX 11 API, it's a serious offload right here going on. Let's close. Let's clean the garbage collector and let's see if it can handle that. But it can handle this at high. But can it handle the very high? That's without could be, because the difference between the high and the very high is not almost none. At ultra they brought some tessellation. The developers of the Crysis 2, they brought some tessellation and some additional effects that could utilize 2 gigs of video RAM under 16K UHD as minimum by switching the preset from high minimum visual preset to ultra maximum visual preset. That's what, I'm thinking. But let's go ahead and have a look, right? Okay, that's crazy. Again, no editing. I'm not gonna edit, guys. Single take. Finger crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's go ahead and have a look. Ooh. That's called the video RAM overload. One FPS and latency delay above 1000 milliseconds. System RAM utilization on almost 20 gigabytes. We offloaded how much? 6 gigabytes from a video RAM into the system RAM. Now it's 24 gigabytes of the video RAM utilization, because probably I'm recording with Nvidia ShadowPlay, and most likely I need to reboot the computer or stop the Nvidia ShadowPlay recording and reboot the computer. We are offloading about 6 gigabytes from a video RAM into the system RAM, so it should be like about 30 gigabytes or 30,000 megabytes of video RAM utilization based on the data loaded into the system RAM, as you can see at the left top corner. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it to the windowed mode, Alt Enter, and fingers crossed. It's a black screen for now. Windowed mode. Let's see if Nvidia driver can handle this. Yep, it can. And we're gonna bring it back to a full screen now. It's clean the garbage collector and using some parallel manipulation of the Nvidia driver to handle this. We know the high visual preset, which is the minimum visual preset 16K UHD, is handleable, at least without the Nvidia ShadowPlay recording. But Nvidia ShadowPlay recording right now is recording like crazy. So from windowed mode back to the full screen. What it is, black screen for me, guys. It showed me a couple frames and then black screen again, couple frames, black screen. I'm not sure what you can see. Couple screens, couple frames, black screen. This is bad. Couple frames, black screen. Yeah, full screen having issue. While recording with Nvidia ShadowPlay, it doesn't have an issue, guys, without Nvidia ShadowPlay. So it look like Nvidia ShadowPlay also takes some processes. So we're gonna go with the full screen. Look like driver can handle it a little bit better because it's less pixels by just a little bit. As you can see, it's 15,260 in width, the same deal, but height is actually no, it's loaded the resolution correctly, 15,360 by 8,640, and it drew the window line on top, but I believe it's still rendering on the bottom because I can see the icon is showing on half at the bottom. I think it's still rendering.
Oversight 1 is breaking low. Got him right on my nose.
Somehow it's handling the video RAM in nobody knows how. It's very low. And this, I saw something like that in Cyberpunk and Serious Sam 4 and Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem PC game. This type of things, and I believe it's manipulation by the Nvidia driver and DirectX, and they probably using some artificial intelligence while recreating some pixels or guessing some pixels on some frames, and it's lowering the video RAM utilization. And it happens after the video RAM overload, after it's going to go like about 30 seconds with the over 1000 milliseconds latency delay and like 0.1 FPS, and then it's click and FPS went up, system RAM went down, and video RAM went down. I'm not sure what it does. Maybe it's pre-caching on the SSD.
I have your kill confirmed. Hold station. We're coming in.
Prophet, you see that? You see that?
But
Must have gone down less than a block
guys,
from where you are.
we're not gonna play at
You do
16K
realize
UHD
what this
above
means, right?
high video
This is our
resolution because
chance.
you already
This
know
is
what's
it.
going on.
Forget extraction.
It barely can handle
Jump on
high,
this.
very high.
Go get
If it's
samples
even
from the
going to
crash.
be
Get them to meet
additional
here at the lab. This could be our
200,
best shot
300
at rolling back
megabytes, I
the
think is
score.
going to
Maybe the
blue
whole
screen me.
invasion even.
or stop the, sometimes it's stopping the Nvidia Shadowplay recording in the latest Nvidia drivers in 2023, or do something crazy. So guys, we're done it. We've done it successfully, thanks God, without freezing. It's probably 2 hours, at least 2 hours of recording. Don't forget to smash that like button. I gotta go to sleep. It's over 4 a.m. now. I started at 1 a.m. with you. And we saw that. I show you the Nvidia driver. Go ahead and check out on the pre-caching what it does. But let me go ahead and open up myself one more time. Let's go ahead and study it real quick what it does with pre-caching. I believe I disable the storage pre-caching because I believe it was saving some data into the storage. Let's go ahead and have a look. Application control. It's under the pre-caching. Right here, shader cache size, driver default. It's driver default, and you can allocate how much. It's driver default. Keep that in mind. So it does it under the driver default. This type of scenarios. All right, guys, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's golden. We're golden. We test everything what we need to be tested. Keep in mind that I will try to test it with 2 Titan RTX video cards in 2-way SLI over the UHDking.com, over the iPlay16k.com, over the 15360 x 8640.com. Go ahead and check it out. SLIReady.com, another one of my projects about people with the multiple Nvidia video cards, or SLIReadygames.com. Go ahead and check it out, guys. And if it's going to be available, it will be available. Subscribe for this YouTube channel. Please support me. A lot of time, money, energy is invested. And today is November 30th, 4:30 a.m. exactly. Check it out. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up.